Welcome everyone to Jimmy John's Field on a gorgeous Thursday evening for another day of baseball. We got the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers facing off against the Westside Woolly Mammoths today, Dan.
Oh yeah, we do. It's a great matchup, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. On the mound for the Mammoths is going to be Jeremy Holcomb, while for the Beavers is going to be Randy Wynn.
Yeah, Randy Wynn this season coming into the ball game. He has 3 wins, 3 losses, has given up 50 hits, has given up 5 walks, 38 strikeouts. He's given up 22 runs, which were earned, an ERA of 4.60 and 1.28 WHIP. Now, on the other side, you have Jeremy Holcomb going at it, and so far this season, he has 5 wins, 1 loss, has given up 39 hits, 11 walks, 36 strikeouts, 14 runs, which were earned. He has an ERA of 2.42 and a WHIP of 96.96.
Yeah, so you got 2 good pitchers on the mound. Jeremy Holcomb coming off a little bit of a rough outing his last time out, but he's a good pitcher. He'll bounce back, I'm sure. And Dan, the last time these two teams met was on Sunday, the last public game that we held.
You and Steve were on for the call.
Yeah, we were. It ended up being a 7-1 blowout for the Mammoths. It was a close game all the way through the first half. It really looked like it was going to be a pitcher's duel. Travis McQueen got the start, and it was a little bit odd for the Mammoths. He doesn't normally get starts. He's normally a reliever, but he did a good job in starting the role. He went 4 innings pitched, gave up 3 hits, no earned runs, and struck out 2. All of the Mammoths bullpen really in that ball game really did a good job.
Yeah, I heard they stepped it up really well, and they went through 5 pitchers that game.
Yeah, Jake Welch got the start for the Beavers. He didn't do bad. He went 6 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, 3 hits, one walk, and 4 strikeouts. I mean, he did a pretty good job. It was just he got pegged in the 7th inning is when he ran into trouble. And the 7th inning is really where the Mammoths did all their damage. You had Joe Davis, who got finally his first hit in the USPBL. He was 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Sean Wood went 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs as well, finally getting into the swing of things there. And then you had Kent Blackstone, who retook the league lead in RBIs with a base hit and 2 RBIs in that game. He went 2 for 4 in that game with a walk, 2 base hits, and a 2 RBI single. So he had a fantastic game of his own. He's been on a tear these last few weeks, and he definitely has been clutch for the Westside Woolly Mammoths so far this season.
Yeah, Brian, it's going to be a great ball game as well because, these two teams are going at it in the West right now. First, you have Westside Woolly Mammoths, and they're only up a half a game. So this game right here could determine, if the Beavers end up getting a win, we'll be all tied up in that division.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game either way. The Beavers and the Mammoths are obviously, like you mentioned, divisional rivals, so they have to go at it a lot. And it's always been back and forth between the two. Obviously, you have Nick Wilson for the Beavers, who's been absolutely dominant over the year so far. Imagine if he would have started the year with the Beavers as well. You also have Brandon Rods and Andre Clark. A lot of solid players on that lineup. Thomas Rulis all the way down there at number 9 is batting over 300. You have a ton of batters in that lineup who are just hitting really, really well. And then on the Mammoths, you have the RBI leader in the league with Kent Blackstone. You have Alex Abbott, who's 5th in the league in home runs. So you have quite a few good hitters in that lineup as well. And then, of course, the good pitching matchup. It's just going to be a great day for baseball overall.
And it's so beautiful out this evening.
Yeah, it is. It's about 79 degrees here around game time. It was mostly cloudy earlier, but now it's gotten partly cloudy. It's supposed to be a nice weekend overall. So we shouldn't have any inclement weather as of right now. But you know how it's Michigan, and that can change at any moment. But for today, at least, we should be solid.
Yeah, today you have the parade company here. That's great to see. Those heads that you see during the parade, those mascots.
Yeah, it's the paper mache heads, those giant ones. But we're going to shoot a guy out of a cannon today, Dan.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. At the end of the game, we're going to shoot a man out of a cannon. I'm really curious.
How far he's going to go.
And I don't really know the details where they're going to shoot him to. I'm curious where he's going to land as well.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an interesting little tidbit. And if if you end up coming to the ballpark tomorrow, not only is it Friday Night Fireworks, but it's Turn the Park Pink Night. We are supporting the survivors of breast cancer, and we request that any of you guys that come to the ballpark, you just dress in pink to show your support.
Yeah, it's always great to see things like that happen.
Yeah, the Beavers are going to have a quick turnaround because they're going to be playing tomorrow as well. They're going to be playing against the Eastside Diamond Hoppers.
Yeah, that's going to be a great matchup.
Yeah, so the Beavers are going to be getting lots of reps in these first couple days here. And it's just gonna be such a great night tonight with these two teams on the mound. You can bet the Beavers are going to be coming out looking to get a little bit of revenge here. It was the last time before the last time these two teams met on the 16th, which is the Sunday beforehand, ended up being a 1-0 victory for the Beavers. And that was that day Jared Gaynor went 8 2/3.
Oh yeah, I remember
Give him
that.
5 hits. Yeah,
we thought
he ended
he
up
was
getting lost.
That was unfortunate there. It was a great pitching matchup, and yeah, like you said, unfortunate that Jared Gaynor ended up with the loss there. But
Yeah, it was a phenomenal day all around for all of those. It was, in that game, it was a phenomenal outing all around for the pitchers. But the starting lineups for the Mammoths are going to come across now, so I'll send it down to the field for that. And after that is the Beavers and the national anthem. So we'll be back after that. Please stay tuned.
pitcher tonight for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. From San Diego, California, number 9, Randy Wynn with Chad Stinson and Zach Matthews. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats. Veteran and active military may keep your caps on while rendering the hand salute as we honor America and our military with the singing of our national anthem, performed this evening by Jillian Brabruski.
Oh.
Welcome back, everyone, after another phenomenal national anthem performance by another singer. Just really nailed it, didn't she, Dan?
Yes, she did.
Well, anyways, we're still a few moments away from our first pitch between the Mammoths and the Beavers. Dan, why don't you go through the lineup for the Mammoths one more time as we wait for Randy Wynn to be ready?
I would love to, Brian. Leading off, you have the left fielder, Thomas. How do you say it? Fussell?
Fiesel.
Batting second, the third baseman, Kent Blackstone. Batting third, the right fielder, Alex Abbott. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Ethan Whisker. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Riley Palmer. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Joe Davis. Batting seventh, the catcher, Kyle Hamner. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Jeff Smith. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Joba Farrell. Defensively for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers, out in left you have Robert Pollard. In center you have Brandon Raw. In right you have DeAndre Clark. At third you have Dan Kennan. At short you have DJ Martinez. At second you have Thomas Rulis. At first you have Gerard Hernandez. Doing the catching behind the plate is Hunter Wood. And on the mound this evening for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers is Randy Wynn.
And Wynn is still warming up in the mound as we wait for the fans who are holding the banner out in center field, obviously the giant American flag we have, to filter off. And a little bit of a late arriving crowd here. They're still filtering into their seats, but
I feel we're going to have a pretty good crowd on hand this evening, Brian.
I think so, too. We normally do. Thursdays are, if I'm be honest, are the days where we have least, just because it's still a weekday game.
And then Friday comes around, it's packed here at the ballpark.
Fridays and Saturdays are absolutely packed, yeah. But pretty good turnout so far, and people are still filtering into the stands, so let's hope that we end up with a full house tonight as Tommy Fiesel steps into the batter's box for his first at-bat of today's ball game, and the pitch from Wynn is going to be a fastball. It looks like it missed low for a ball, and that pitch comes at 7:04 p.m.
Tommy Fiesel's hitting .222, has 2 hits and an RBI.
He's going to ground that one through into right field. That's going to be a base hit for Fiesel on the second pitch he sees of the ball game, and that's going to put a man out with no outs here in the top of the first.
Didn't take long.
And now the lead leaguer in RBIs is going to stand in, Kent Blackstone.
By the way, Brian, I'm going with him as my player of the game this evening.
Yes, you are. Kent Blackstone, like I said, is leading the league in RBIs. He has 27 games played, 25 hits. 28 is that magic number there for first in the league, and 258 is his average. So his average is, it's not too bad. He clearly hits the ball when his team needs it the most. That 28 RBIs is proof of that. I'm going with Thomas Rulis of the Beavers.
I like that pick.
He bats number 9, but he's really a second leadoff hitter for them. He's batting an average of .302 on the season, which is phenomenal for a number 9 guy, and that's why I think he's like a second leadoff hitter for them at that number 9 spot. He's got 15 RBIs and 1 home run. He's got 32 hits in his 31 games played. He's been a good resource for the Beavers so far. Meanwhile, Blackstone's going to swing and miss at a 90-mile-an-hour fastball from Randy Wynn, and it's going to be 1-1 on him.
Yeah, last game these two teams faced, which was on Sunday, Blackstone was 2 for 4 with a walk and a run scored, and also those 2 RBIs.
Yeah, he was definitely the MVP of that ball game for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. Although there were a couple people that helped him out. 2 RBIs for Joe Davis and Sean Wood as well in that ball game. So that helps things out as well as the 1-1 pitch comes in. It's going to be a ground ball through the right side again. It's going to be 2 base hits that are hitting the right field. And we have runners at first and second now here in the top of the first.
Boy, Mammoths are in business here.
And now Alex Abbott will step in, the number 3 hitter and right fielder for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. And he is 5th in the league right now in home runs, Dan.
Yeah, it's really surprising to see how fast these players can pass each other's up in either go by batting average or even home runs.
Yeah, Taylor Jellikowski currently leads it at 9 home runs. And that's only 3 home runs. It's not a whole lot of ground to cover, so it's a tight race between him and 4th place. It's not a large gap. Let's see what Alex Abbott can do here with runners in scoring position, as that's going to be a ball low and inside. Look like a slider there out of the hand of Randy Wynn. 1-0.
And what a beautiful evening here we have at Jimmy John's Field to see maybe these baseballs fly out of the ballpark.
Yeah, there's a slight breeze coming in, so that might knock some fly balls down. But it's not a strong breeze either, so I wouldn't be too overly concerned about it as the 1-0 pitch comes in. It's going to fly that one into left field. ranging to his right is Paulers. He's on the run, and that's going to land in foul territory. So Alex Abbott's going to stay alive. So 1-1 now on Abbott. He's got runners at first and second and no out here in the top of the first as the Westside William Mammoths are looking to take a lead quickly here in this ball game. Tommy Fiesel out there at second base as the 1-1 pitch comes in. That'll be a strike. Looked like either a changeup or a curveball there, 1-2.
Yeah, he hit the second pitch he's seen from Randy Wynn.
Yeah, Tommy Fiesel out there at second base. If you notice, Dan, he's holding his gloves in his hands while he runs the base paths. That's so when he slides into base, his fingers aren't extended and risks hurting them. It also causes a little bit of a shock absorption, too, when he hits the base. So he's going to foul tip that one off his body, and it'll go towards the Mammoths dugout, die halfway over there. 1-2 on Abbott.
Sometimes you see players, for instance, in the majors, like Rajay Davis used the oven mitt to protect his hands as well. I feel like more players are going to end up going to that style.
Well, if you keep an eye out on these players, there's some Blackstone out there at first base. He wears his gloves while he's batting, but puts them in his pocket and doesn't wear them when he's running the base. As Abbott swings and misses at that one, he's going to strike out. So with 2 on, there's now 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Another DH, Ethan Whisker, will come into bat, and his team is still looking to take the lead here in the top of the first inning. And Dan, as I was saying about Blackstone in there first, he takes his gloves off. I've seen batters in this league not wear gloves while batting, but get the gloves out of their back pocket so they can hold them like Fiesel does for running the base paths.
I think you're thinking of DeAndre Clark does that.
I believe you're right. I believe it is Clark.
He bats with no batting gloves, and then when he gets on the base pads, he just has them in his hand so when he goes sliding.
That's going to be a strike on the upper edge of the strike zone, 0-1. Yeah, so every player in this league does it a little bit differently, but if it works for them, hey. As that's going to be another off-speed pitch, 0-2. Ethan Whisker with an opportunity here to give his Westside William Mammoths the lead here with 1 out and runners at first and second base. Comes the pitch. Oh, he's going to line that one through on the left side. They're going to wave Tommy Fiesel around third base, and he's going to come in to score, and that's going to be a 1-0 lead now for the Westside William Mammoths here in the top of the first inning.
Tommy Fiesel, who was over there at second, got trapped by Dan Kennan over there at third, had to go around him in order to score.
Yeah, Dan Kennan made a diving play down there at third base trying to stop that ball before it got into the outfield on the left side. But unfortunately, it got past him, and he ended up in the way of Fiesel. But like you said, Fiesel just kind of went around him, did a little juke move. So we have runners at first and second still, but now it's a 1-0 lead for the Mammoths thanks to that RBI single from Whisker. Now up is Riley Palmer. 1-0 on him
This
now.
is definitely the start Randy Wynn did not want to get off to.
Well, luckily it's a long ball game, and if you can get out of the inning here without giving up any more damage, he still has a good opportunity to have a good outing. He just can't let this one run here in the first inning get to him. That one's going to be driven up the middle for a base hit, and they're going to wave Blackstone around third base, and he is going to come in to score, and it's going to be a 2-0 lead now after Riley Palmer has an RBI single as well.
Man, the William Mammoths came out hitting the ball already in this ball game, and early.
Yeah, the Westside William Mammoths wasting no time getting out to a lead here. This is going to be a meeting at the mound, try and calm down Randy Wynn. As Joe Davis will come up to bat here in the first inning. He's the number 6 hitter for the Mammoths. His team has a 2-0 lead now, and it's only the first inning. Still only 1 out.
Joe Davis on Sunday had his first hit in his USPBL career, and it happened to be a 2 RBI single.
Yeah, that was exciting to watch. His first game, he didn't do much as he flares that one over to the shortstop. Martinez has it, and that's the only play he's going to have. Really just flared it out there to the shortstop. Yeah, his first game he went 0 for 4, and then he waited till his last at-bat in Sunday's matchup before finally getting on base with a base hit, but ended up bringing home 1 run in that ball game. So it was a good beginning here for him. Took him a while to get it, but an RBI single to start things off is not a bad way to do it, as Kyle Hamner will step in now with 2 men on and 2 men out.
So far this season, Hamner's hitting .289, has 22 hits and 8 RBIs.
He's 1-0 now as that first pitch missed high and away. 1-0 pitch is going to miss as well. 2-0. Looked like another breaking ball that missed low.
Fans are still making their way to their seats here at the ballpark.
Wynn sets on the mound. Here comes the delivery of the pitch. Oh, he's going to sky that one in the right field. That might be a no man's land. That's going to be a base hit for Kyle Hamner. They're going to wave Ethan Whisker around third base. He's going to come in to score. They're going to throw the run down to third, and they're going to get him out at third base. So the run will score, and it'll be a 3-0 lead, but they cut down the run at third base, which was Raleigh Palmer trying to stretch that base hit out. The Westside Woolly Mammoths get out to a 3-0 lead here in the top of the first inning thanks to RBI singles from Whisker, Palmer, and Hamner. When we come back, it's going to be the Beavers' turn to take some swings here as they look to bounce back here in the early goings with D'Andre Clark, Brandon Raw, and Nick Wilson to start things off for them in this ballgame. We'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here on this Thursday evening matchup between the Beavers and the Mammoths. It's already a 3-0 lead for the Mammoths while the Beavers get ready to take some swings. Dan, why don't you go through the starting lineup for the Beavers as we wait for them to come up?
I would love to. Leading off, you have the right fielder, D'Andre Clark. Batting second, the center fielder, Brandon Raw. Batting third, the designated hitter, Nick Wilson. Batting fourth, the left fielder, Robert Pollard. Batting fifth, the catcher, Hunter Wood. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Dan Kennan. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Gerard Hernandez. Batting eighth, the shortstop, DJ Martinez. And batting ninth, the second baseman, Thomas Rulis. Defensively for the Westside Woolly Mammoths this evening, in left, you have Tommy Fiesel. At third, you have Kent Blackstone. Or actually, in center, you have Joba Farrell. In right, you have Alex Abbott. At third, you have Kent Blackstone once again. At short, you have Jeff Smith. At second, you have Joe Davis. At first, you have Riley Palmer. At doing the catching behind the plate is Kyle Hamner. And on the mound this evening for the Westside Woolly Mammoths is Jeremy Holcomb.
Yeah, Jeremy Holcomb has had a very good season so far. Last time out, he went 7 innings pitched, gave up just 1 run. He was pretty good in that ball game. He's been pretty good for them all year long, and you can definitely expect him to do the same thing here today. He's got that ERA at
2.42.
Yeah, 2.42 so far. So you can expect him to have a dominant outing here as his team has already got him 2 earned runs. It says on the scoreboard 2, but that run definitely came home to score before they threw him out at third base. So it should be 3-0.
We'll have to find that out. Yeah, he was safe before he got tagged. So
should be 3-0 right now. It says 2-0 on the board. D'Andre Clark is stepping in for his first at-bat of the ball game.
D'Andre Clark's hitting .326, has 43 hits, 14 RBIs. And like we were saying in the top half of this inning, D'Andre Clark is one of those hitters that just don't use his batting gloves when he's hitting. But when he's on the base pads, he brings them out. Yeah,
we can see him down there without the batting gloves on, but you can see him in his back pocket as he looks to take the first swing. Here comes the first pitch from Holcomb. He shows bunt there, but he pulls it back. Still going to be a strike on the inside corner anyways. 91-mile-an-hour fastball from Jeremy Holcomb to start the game. It's going to be a ground ball over to the first baseman, Palmer. He'll take it and tag it himself, and that'll be one quick out here in the bottom of the first inning. So now Brandon Raw will step to the plate. his first at-bat of the ball game, and since being traded to the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers from the Utica Unicorns, he's had himself quite the showing.
Yes, he has, Brian. Right now he's hitting .239, has 32 hits and 6 home runs and 24 RBIs.
He takes a big rip at a first pitch strike there, gets a piece of it. It's 0-1.
And most of those home runs came with the Beavers, I feel like.
I believe I think he's had 2 home runs since joining the Beavers and 4 with the Unicorns. You got to remember, he played most of the season with the Unicorns. He got traded just a few weeks ago now.
And what a great pickup that it was for the Beavers.
Yeah, he's been a great addition. Chris Newell, Steve was telling me that Chris Newell had wanted him ever since he tried out last year before the first season ever started, but ended up going to the Unicorns. So Chris Newell's very happy that he has him this year after receiving him as part of that trade. That's going to be a ground ball over to the shortstop, Smith. Smith has it. Make the throw down to Palmer at first. That's going to be 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the first inning. So now Nick Wilson will step in, and Nick Wilson, Dan, is trailing Kent Blackstone for league-leading RBIs. He is second in the league. I think he's trailing by just 1 RBI right now. So he'll step in for his first at-bat of the ballgame. He's got 26, so he's trailing by 2.
Yeah. He has 8 home runs, though.
Yeah, he's second in the league in home runs. So Nick Wilson's definitely a guy you don't want to mess with at the plate. Second in home runs and second in RBIs. That's nothing to laugh at. He's batting .274 as well. There's 0-1 on him.
He's kind of like that Miguel Cabrera in the Beavers lineup.
He's having a better season
yes, he is.
comparatively, as that's going to be a ball outside, 1-1.
Bet you the Tigers would love to have Nick Wilson right now.
Well, he's definitely got the power in that bat. The best thing about Nick Wilson, well, I don't that's subjectively speaking, is he can really spray that ball anywhere in the ballpark.
Yes.
It's not he can pull the ball, he can hit it opposite field, he can hit it dead center. He doesn't have a specific place he likes to hit the ball, so there's no way the defense can predict where he's going to hit it. Like with Chris Cruz, where they always shift to the right because he's almost entirely a pole hitter. Mm-hmm. With Nick Wilson, he hits it almost anywhere.
I still remember that broken bat and he hit off the wall and left.
Yeah, for the RBI.
That was amazing.
It's 3-1 now on Nick Wilson. He's going to put a drive into that one. It shoots up way high in the air. Backing up is Smith. He'll come back in, actually, as it makes its way back over the infield dirt.
Yeah, the battle of the sun there.
So it's going to be a quick 1-2-3 inning for Jeremy Holcomb here. As we go to the top of the second, where due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths will be Jeff Smith, Jobo Farrell, and then Tommy Fiesel. So we'll be back shortly with more. It's still a 3-0 lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Please stay tuned.
Hey, it's Matt Derry out here in right field in front of the merchandising tent and the trailer. We're having a blast. Get your USPBL gear right here. We've got 24 different kind of hats. We've got jerseys, pennants, foam figures. This Westside Woolly Mammoths jersey is straight fire. You've got to get these jerseys, these hats, everything out here in right field. And, of course, the merchandising area behind home plate in the grandstand. Check it out.
Welcome back, everyone, to the top of the second inning, and we have a little bit of correction. It is actually 2-0 Westside Woolly Mammoths, Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. Apparently, the throw out at third base was before the batter or the runner had crossed home plate, so it is actually 2-0 Westside Woolly Mammoths over the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers, where Jeff Smith will come up to the plate now.
Jeff Smith, so far this season, hitting .206, has 22 hits and 9 RBIs.
The first pitch he sees there is going to pop way in the air in foul territory, where Hunter Wood will fail to make the catch on the warning track behind home plate. So it'll be 0-1 now on Jeff Smith. And Dan, he went 1 for 4 in that ball game on last Sunday, where the Mammoths won 7-1. He had a base hit in his last at-bat in the 8th inning, and that's got to be monumentous for him.
Yes, it has.
He's been struggling at the plate, and that base hit can just go a long way for your confidence. I hope he can carry it through in today's game as the 0-1 pitch comes in. He'll foul tip that one off. 0-2 now. Looked like a fastball high out of the hand of Randy Wynn, and it was 92 miles an hour.
Randy Wynn looks to bounce back this inning after giving up those 2 runs in the first.
So here comes the 0-2 pitch. He's going to drive that one in the air towards center field. Raw's going to come trotting in and make the catch. And that'll be 1 out here in the top of the second inning. So now Joba Farrell will stand in, the number 9 hitter and center fielder for the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
He's hitting .170, has 16 hits, a homer, and 5 RBIs.
Yeah, he's batting only .170, Dan, like you mentioned. So his bat hasn't been the best this season.
No.
But he more than makes up for it for his defensive play in center field. He's a great defender for that team, and he's got a lot of speed out there. He can cover a lot of ground in a short period of time. He's got a big range out there in center field, and balls hit towards the gap, he usually has a good shot at getting.
Yes, he does.
So he usually makes up for that lack of power in the bat with that tremendous speed and range out there in center field.
And I feel that when he's at the plate, like he is right now, he makes those big cuts that he does. It's just he's not making, contact with it.
Yeah, it's 1-on-1 on him right now after that last pitch was a ball outside, 92-mile-an-hour fastball. And you know what? When he comes up to the plate, despite only batting .170, he seems like he has a lot of confidence still.
Yes, he does.
And he's got 21 walks, so he knows when to lay off pitches as he's going to swing that one into the netting behind home plate. I think he might just be rolling over on pitches a little more than he had hoped.
Yeah.
But he's got 21 walks so far this season. He's got 19 runs. So when he does get on base, he normally comes around to score. So he's clearly some kind of catalyst for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. 1-2 pitch comes in. He's going to drive that one fouled on the first base line, and it'll remain 1-2. So DeAndre Clark gets back in position after chasing down that foul ball. Randy Wynn sets on the mound. Here comes the delivery of the pitch. Ooh, big rip there from Joba Farrell. A fastball low in the zone. Looked like he went golfing on that one. That's going to be the second strikeout of the ball game for Randy Wynn. So 2 outs now in the top of the second inning for Tommy Fiesel.
And he really got things going for the Westside Woolly Mammoths and back in the first.
Yeah, he had a base hit and came around to score. He was the first run to score. And the first out of 2 runs to score, as there was not 3 runs to score in that inning, as I continue to correct my mistake. It's only 2-0 Westside Woolly Mammoths. We originally said 3-0 because we had believed that the runner had come around to score before the player had been thrown out at third base, but it's the other way around. So it's only 2-0 instead of 3-0.
It was a very close play as well.
The 0-1 pitch is going to be low and away, 1-1 now. Looked like a slider out of the hand of Randy Wynn. That one's going to be driven over the head of a diving Martinez at the shortstop position. And that's going to be another base hit for Tommy Fiesel, so he's off to a great start in today's ballgame.
DJ Martinez just unable to get that. It was very close, though.
Yeah, DJ Martinez made a great job running it backwards. You know how hard it is to make that catch over your shoulder running backwards from your position? He nearly had it. If he would have gotten maybe a second earlier on the jump, he could have gotten that. But that's so hard to get the reaction time on.
Yeah, you definitely lose your footing as well.
Meanwhile, that one's going to be skied into right field. DeAndre Clark, ranging to his right, now coming in, will make the catch, and that's going to be it. So Tommy Fusel gets a base hit with 2 outs, but he gets stranded there, and after 1.5 innings of baseball, it's still a 2-0 lead for the Mammoths. When we come back, the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers are going to lead it off with Robert Pollard, Hunter Wood, and Dan Kennan. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dolber with you here as we bring you this Thursday evening matchup between the Mammoths and the Beavers. It's currently a 2-0 lead for the Mammoths as the Beavers come up for the second time today and trying to tie this ball game. It's going to be Rob Pollard set to lead it off here as they went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first.
Rob Pollard's hitting .321, has 9 hits, a homer, and 4 RBIs.
He's still fairly new with the league as well. Just starting with the Beavers a few weeks ago as the first pitch to Pollard is going to be a ball outside, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch is going to be a strike, 89-mile-an-hour fastball from Holcomb, 1-1. Back on Sunday's game, he went 1 for 3. He had a base hit and a walk in that game, so despite his team getting out-hit pretty badly, he had himself a pretty good game. It's 2-1 on him now.
Yeah, the Beavers look to bounce back and get revenge on the Woolly Mammoths this evening.
Yeah, they've had a back-and-forth season against each other so far, and that's, proof by the fact that they're half game apart in the standings. 3-1 now on Pollard. Here comes the delivery of the 3-1 pitch from Holcomb. It's going to be another pitch outside, so Pollard's going to find himself in a 3-2 count now, as apparently it was 2-2, as that last pitch was called for a strike. The scoreboard is screwing with my head again as the 3-2 pitch comes in. That's going to be a ball, so now he'll be walked. So now with 1 on and no out, it's going to be Hunter Wood to come up to bat. Hunter Wood and Rob Pollard, Dan, have switched spots in the lineup since Sunday. Wood is batting 5th today, while Kennan's batting 6th is the other way around back on Sunday. Not that that matters that much. It's just a minor detail that I noticed.
Hunter Wood's also brand new to this league still. He has a batting average of .250, has 5 hits, and 2 RBIs.
The first pitch comes in. He's going to put a shot into that one as he drives that one to center field. Farrell had to range to his left. Made good contact on that one, but more or less hit it right to Farrell in center field. He did a lot of that on Sunday as well. He has good contact, always squares up to the ball nicely, but always seems to drive it right to a fielder. And he went 0 for 3 in Sunday's game. He did get a walk and came around to score, and that was the only run for the Beavers in that ball game.
Feels like that's the hitter's bad luck right there.
Yeah, it definitely seems to seem like it. So now Dan Kennan will stand in. He's got a runner at first base and 1 out now. First pitch to Kennan is going to be a strike right down the middle, 0-1.
Cannon's hitting .265, has 27 hits and 7 RBIs.
Yeah, he was one for 4 in Sunday's ball game. Had a base hit in his first at bat, and then nothing after that. As the 0-1 pitch comes in, he's going to sky that one towards right field. It's going to be in foul territory. Going to land in the bullpen for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. So it's an 0-2 count now on Dan Kennon. 1 out and 1 man on after Pollard walked to start off the inning. Comes the delivery of the pitch from Holcomb. Ooh, nice fastball down low. Just a big rip there as Dan Kennon swung and missed on that one, and he strikes out. It's going to be the first strikeout of the ballgame for Holcomb as well.
Yeah, right now, Randy Wynn has 2. And like you said, Holcomb, that was his first.
So now Gerard Hernandez will step in. Dan, he's playing first base today for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. When we originally got the lineup card, he actually was slotted in left field with Pollard at first base. But they eventually ended up switching that with Pollard at first base now, and Pollard in left field now, and Hernandez at first base. It's 0-1 on Hernandez.
It's great to see players play different positions as well.
Well, it's great to see them come in and get their reps, too, as it's going to be 1-1 after that fastball missed outside to Hernandez.
I was hearing, like Steve was saying, Gerard Hernandez is one of those guys that are always in the batting cages, getting some reps in, improving his hitting as well.
Delivery from Holcomb's going to come in, and that's going to be a ball inside, 2-1. I think part of the reason he's also in today is because he's a left-handed bat, and the pitcher on the mound's right-handed. And, you know, historically speaking, left-handed batters always hit better against right-handers.
Yep.
So they're going to see if maybe they can get some of that advantage here. They do have a runner at first base with 2 outs. As the 2-1 pitch comes in, he's going to ground that one towards Jeff Smith. Going to make the throw down to Palmer at first base, and it's going to be another quick inning for Holcomb. The Beavers finally get a runner on base after they walked Rob Pollard, but they're going to strand him there. So it's still going to be a 2-0 lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths as we go to the top of the 3rd inning, where due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths is going to be Alex Abbott, Ethan Whisker, and Riley Palmer. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Got a mask on here for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please direct your attention to the video board. Someone has a very important question to ask.
Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 3rd inning. It's a 2-0 lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths currently. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here at Jimmy John's Field for this beautiful Thursday evening matchup. Clear blue skies now, Dan.
Yeah, it is. Before the game, it was a little bit cloudy, like you were saying, and now it's just perfect.
Yeah, it was cloudy before the game started, and now it's just clear blue skies as Alex Abbott will stand in for his second at-bat of the ball game. First pitch he sees, he fouls into the netting behind home plate, 0-1.
I'm hoping it's like this all weekend long.
In Abbott's first at-bat, he struck out swinging. Randy Wynn had himself quite the bounce-back inning last thing in the second, didn't he, Dan?
Yes, he did, and hopefully he can continue it here in the 3rd.
Yeah, after giving up 2 earned runs in the first inning and allowing 4 men to reach on base hits, he only gave up 1 hit in the second inning and stranded that runner at first base, as that's going to be swung on, missed. Looked like a change up low. 1-2 now on Alex Abbott. So he had a great bounce back inning in that regard, only allowing 1 man on base that inning. The 1-2 pitch comes in, and that's going to be a ball outside, and 2-2 on Abbott now. And Dan, I think that it's just these all are professional players in this league.
Yes, they are.
So and part of being a professional player is not allowing things to get to you. You know, you're expected to go back out there and perform, despite the fact that you gave up 2 earned runs. You can't let that linger over your head. And Randy Wynn did just that. He went out there, shook off that first inning, and had himself a good second inning, and he looks to continue it here in the third and throughout the rest of this game, as it's 2-2 now on Abbott.
And you know, you're not always going to be perfect.
No, that's exactly it.
You're always going to have that one bad start, or you're going to have, if you're a hitter, you're always going to have that one bad game. You know what? You shake your head, and
because these things happen.
Yeah, things happen, and you move on.
So it's 3-2 now on Abbott after that pitch missed inside, nearly hit him.
You just got to love playing the game. That's it.
Yeah. The 3-2 pitch will come in, and he's going to swing and miss at a fastball high. And Alex Abbott is frustrated at himself, as he had himself in a favorable count there. Ended up striking out for the second time today. This is going to be the first out here in the top of the third inning for Ethan Whisker.
And that, like you said, Randy wins. That's his third, 2 coming from Abbott.
Last time out, Dan, Ethan Whisker had a RBI single back in the first. So he's had himself a good start to today's ball game. Let's see if he can keep it going here, as he's going to foul that one off. Out of play, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch comes in. It's going to be skied high in the air. Hunter Wood's going to go trotting over there, but it's going to land out of play. So 0-2 now on Whisker. Comes a delivery from Wynn. It's going to be skied towards right field, but into foul territory.
Hit the opening of the Woolly Mammoths bullpen.
So Whisker will stay alive here as he fouls off a pitch. Wynn sets. Here comes the delivery. It's going to be a ball outside, and it's 1-2 now. It's a fastball from Randy Wynn at 90 miles an hour. Seems to be around where he tops out. He usually ranges between 89 and 91. As that one's going to be grounded towards the third baseman, Kennan. Kennan has, he's going to toss down to Hernandez.
Yeah, go out and get that one.
And, yeah, he nearly
ran into Whisker.
Yeah, the throw from Kennan was off to Hernandez's left, and he had to get into the base path in order to catch it. But it's going to be 2 outs here in the top of the third. So now Riley Palmer will step in.
Palmer also had a hit his first time up in an RBI.
It was an RBI single. It ended up scoring Kent Blackstone from second base. The first pitch to him of the at-bat is going to be skied in foul territory down the left side. 0-1 now.
I feel like Randy Wynn is really finding his groove now.
Yeah, he seems to be performing better here in these last 2 innings than he did in the first. 0-1 pitch is going to be low and inside. 1-1. Count will even up now. Looked like a curveball. Another curveball out of the hand of Randy Wynn, but he left that one high. Going to want to be careful with that, Dan, because if you leave too many curveball high, you're going to be
paying the price.
Yeah. The 2-1 pitch comes in, and it's going to be driven hard to right field.
And
on the run is Clark to the wall, and he will catch it at the wall. DeAndre Clark.
He had us fooled there, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought for a second that one might go, but DeAndre Clark turned around on the warning track and made the catch. So it's still going to be a 2-0 lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths as we go to the bottom of the third inning, where duo for the Beavers is going to be DJ Martinez, Thomas Rulis, and DeAndre Clark. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom of the third inning where DJ Martinez set to lead it off for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers.
And Brian, we have another guy who just got signed by a major league team.
Yeah, it was Kevin Martin, the relief pitcher for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers.
He's heading to the Central to the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, so it's a great thing for him and great thing for the league as well.
Yes, it is.
We actually saw him most recently pitch last Sunday, where he went 2/3 innings pitched and gave up 1 run, 1 hit. But besides that, he's been phenomenal all year long for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers, and well-deserved for him. And hopefully for him, he will make it big time. As he first pitched Martinez, it's going to be a strike 0-1.
You had Alex Maloney, and then you also had Kevin Matthews.
Maloney went to the White Sox. Matthews went to the Braves. Yeah, that's going to be a ball bounced in the dirt. 1-1 now.
And now you have him going to the Twins.
Yeah, Kevin Matthews actually made a start in AAA the other day, as that one's going to be skied into foul territory. Hamner will stop running, as that one's going to land out of play. 1-2 now. Yeah, he went 4 innings pitched, I believe, and only gave him 1 earned run, so that's exciting for Kevin Matthews. Because, you know, the next step after AAA
is the majors.
So let's hope that Kevin Matthews can make it in the long run. He was a first-round pick for the Texas Rangers back in 2011, as that's going to be a pitch high. 2-2. And he was doing well before shoulder injuries hampered him. He ended up here to reinvent himself, and he did a good job. And like we mentioned, he's with the Braves organization now and just played a game in AAA.
Yeah, Kevin Matthews was just lights out with the Beavers. It was a strikeout machine.
So it's exciting for him and exciting for the league because it adds to their reputation, as that's going to be foul ball as he hits that down the left side. 3-2 still on DJ Martinez. Martinez's first at-bat of the ball game.
He's hitting 182 this season, has 20 hits and 11 RBIs.
As the 3-2 pitch is going to miss low and away, and Martinez will walk to start the inning. Second inning in a row where Holcomb has given up a leadoff walk. It didn't come back to bite him last inning, but if he does this too much, it can. Leadoff walks are usually the biggest reason for earned runs, it
yes,
seems.
It is.
Those freebies tend to come around to hurt you.
And here's your pick for player of the game this evening.
Yeah, Thomas Rulis is stepping in now. I picked him for player of the game because, like I said, like I was explaining to you earlier, Dan, he's like a second leadoff hitter for the Beavers. He bats in the number 9 slot, and he has a .302 batting average, 15 RBIs, and 32 hits on this season so far. And
he's the only one, I believe, on like you said, on Sunday was the only guy that got a hit and got the RBI for the Beavers.
Yeah, he had an RBI single in the top of the ninth, or bottom of the 9th inning. It was too little too late, however, but, you know, you're not going to win them all.
No.
So he had himself a decent game, but he is my pick for player of the game because I believe that he's pretty crucial for those Beavers, as it's 1-1 now. No outs and a man on first base. Still a 2-0 lead for the Mammoths here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
What a beautiful evening here at Jimmy John's Field.
Yeah, it's turned out to be gorgeous here in today's ball game. I know earlier in the week they were projecting rain for today, so I'm really happy with the way it's turned out.
Gonna start getting those pitchforks and going after those weathermen.
Yeah, he's gonna drive that one towards center field. Joe Farrell on the run is gonna make the catch. He had to come in to make that catch, and it's gonna be 1 out now with a man on first base as Martinez retreats back to first. Got good contact on that one, but again hit it right to Farrell, who came charging in to make the catch.
Here comes DeAndre Clark. He's 0 for 1 so far. He's gone out to the first baseman Ethan Whisker his last time up. I mean Riley Palmer, excuse me.
Yeah, Riley Palmer caught it and then just ran over and tagged first base. It's pretty easy out for him.
Used to seeing Ethan Whisker over there at first.
Yeah, they're changing it up a little bit here. DJ Martinez is running for second base, trying to steal the tag in, and it's going to come late as Martinez slides between the legs of the second baseman, Joe Davis, out there to get into second base. That was one of the more entertaining steals I think I've seen.
It's like, excuse me, going underneath you.
Yeah, excuse me, coming through. So he manages to steal second base, so now there's going to be a runner in scoring position for DeAndre Clark with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They trail 2-1. 2-0, I'm sorry, as they look to make it 2-1. Comes the 1-0 pitch. That's going to be a ball high and outside. 2-0 now.
And Andre Clark does have 14 RBIs this season, so this is a perfect chance for him to bring DJ Martinez home.
Yeah, and Andre Clark as a leadoff hitter doesn't get many opportunities to drive in those RBIs. He's got a batting average of 326 with 43 hits, so clearly he's been batting it and hitting a ton.
Yeah.
It's just because that leadoff spot, he doesn't get an opportunity for RBIs that often. However, he still does have 14, which isn't really that bad for a leadoff hitter.
And he's got to be the best leadoff hitter you can go with.
He's going to foul that one off and make it 2-1. Yeah, he's definitely up there. He and Ricky Castro seem to be the best in the league, it seems. Tommy Fiesel, we haven't seen much of him yet this year.
He's been impressive right now.
Yeah, he's 2 for 2 so far today. So he might be a great addition for the Mammoths. The 2-1 pitch to Clark comes in. It's going to be a ball high. 3-1. Another fastball missed from Jeremy Holcomb.
Well, we also seen a leadoff hitter drop in the lineup like Ricky Castro, so he can get that perfect chance to get some RBIs.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just got to go with who's hot. And at the time, it wasn't Castro. That's going to be a ground ball over to Jeff Smith at short. He's got the ball. He's going to have to throw it down quickly down to first base as DeAndre Clark was charging. And he's going to get him at first.
Very close play there.
Beats the runner with the throw by about a step. And DeAndre Clark is out as he grounds out. But it's a productive out as he drives Martinez into third base. So now it's just 90 feet to home plate for Brandon Raw. I'm sorry, for DJ Martinez as Brandon Raw comes up to the plate.
Yeah, Raw, his first time out, ground out to the shortstop, Jeff Smith. And like you said, he has a perfect chance here to bring Martinez home.
First pitch is going to be up and into Raw. 1-0 now, another fastball. Holcomb seems to be having trouble hitting the strike zone with that fastball today. I'm not sure if that's by design or if he's something a little bit different with his grip. The 1-0 pitch is going to be hit high in the air towards center field. Farrell's going to have to range in to make the catch, and he will. And the Beavers are going to leave a man in scoring position. Still going to be a 2-0 lead for the Westside William Mammoths as we go to the top of the fourth. When we come back, Joe Davis is going to lead it off for the Westside William Mammoths. Following him will be Kyle Hamner and Jeff Smith. It's the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Mammoths. We'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Hey, it's Matt Terry out here in right field in front of the merchandising tent and the trailer. We're having a blast. Get your USPBL gear right here. We've got 24 different kind of hats. We've got jerseys, pennants, foam figures. This Westside Woolly Mammoths jersey is straight fire. You've got to get these jerseys, these hats, everything out here in right field. And, of course, the merchandising area behind home plate in the grandstand. Check it out.
Welcome back, everyone, to the top of the fourth inning. The Westside Woolly Mammoths and the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers going at it here in this gorgeous Thursday evening ball game. Brad Fisher and Dan Dobler bringing you this game here as Joe Davis stands in to take the leadoff swings in the top half of the inning. First pitch you see is going to drive into right field. DeAndre Clark is backing up, shy of the warning track, and makes the catch. It's going to be a quick one out here, Dan, in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, you know, Randy Wynn has really found his groove now.
Yeah, he struggled in the first inning, gave up 4 hits in that first inning. I'm sorry, 5 hits in that first inning, and 2 RBI, or 2 earned runs. And since then, he's only given up 1 hit. He's really settled into that role, had a great bounce-back inning in the second, and It's really been rolling since then. He even had a 1-2-3 inning in the third, so he's been getting progressively better as the game's gone on. That's going to be a flare over to the second baseman. It's going to land in front of him. He'll make the quick toss down to first, and that's going to be 2 quick outs. 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the top of the fourth.
You.
So something's going right here for Randy Wynn. So now Jeff Smith will step in for a second at-bat of the ball game. And just like that, there's 2 outs in the top of the fourth inning.
Jeff Smith, his first time up, flew out to the center fielder, Brandon Raw. So he's 0 for 1 to start.
So here comes the first pitch to him. It's going to be a strike over the heart of the plate. Randy Wynn looking to get that 1-2-3 inning, giving him that fastball. But 0-1 it is as Smith takes it for a strike. The 0-1 pitch is going to be outside. Looked like a curveball there out of Randy Wynn that just went way outside. 1-1. Just going to drive that fastball down the third base line. It's going to be foul, according to the umpire. As Dan Kennan ranged to his right to make that play. Was a pump to make the throw before the umpire said it was a foul ball.
Yeah, Dan Kennan was ready for it either way. To gun it over to first.
That's what good players are. Even if they know it's a foul ball, they still field it and look to make the play in case the umpire missees it and makes the wrong call. They can get the out and take advantage of that. Umpire made the correct call that time. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Smith. Here comes the delivery from Wynn. Goes off the end of his bat there towards no man's land. And just out of the glove of Rulis, who couldn't find it. And it's going to be a base hit for Jeff Smith, and he's got himself a base hit in 2 consecutive games now.
Another play, he had a run. Actually, the other time it was DJ Martinez who had to do that backwards run.
Yeah, he really hit that one off the end of his bat, Smith did, towards right field in that no man's land between the infield and the outfield where it's tough for both to get to it. Rulis made a great running attempt at it, and it went in and out of his glove as, again, just trying to catch that ball running away from it. It's hard to do as Jobo Farrell steps in and takes a big rip at a fastball low and misses 0-1. So no knock against Rulis on that one. He made a great attempt, but just couldn't corral it, and it's a base hit for Jeff Smith.
And DeAndre Clark had a long way to get that one, too.
Quick throw back in. And, yeah, it was. If anyone was going to get there, it's going to definitely be Rulis. There was no way Clark was going to get that in a short flare barely into the outfield. Clark playing fairly deep out there in right field. 0-1 on Jobo Farrell.
Almost looks like he's playing almost close to center, the way how deep he is.
That's going to be a strike over the heart of the plate, if not maybe a little high. 0-2.
The hill and right is starting to fill up a little bit, Brian.
Yeah, like I said, it's a late arriving crowd here. Where we started out, we were a little under halfway full, but now we're at least 3/4 full, if not more, here at Jimmy John's Field. Another quick throw down to first, and they picked him off. Jeff Smith was not ready for that one.
No, he wasn't.
And great job there by Randy Wynn.
What a great move.
And so it's still a 2-0 lead for Westside William Mammoths as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, where due up for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers is going to be Nick Wilson, Rob Poller, and Hunter Woods. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here as we're coming to the bottom of the 4th inning where Nick Wilson's set to lead it off.
Both pitchers are doing very well so far, Brian. And, you know, Randy Wynn started off a little bit on the other side and actually found his groove now.
Yeah, like we were saying, he gave up those 2 earned runs in the 1st inning, but has really settled into his own here as he grounds that. Nick Wilson grounds that one towards third base.
And it was off his foot.
It looked like it went off his ankle or his foot there as Wilson not even worried about it. But meanwhile, Kent Blackstone looked to make the play down to first base. Can't blame him. Like I was saying, these players are professionals, and they're going to take every opportunity that ball comes to them to try and make that play in case the umpire misses a call. But it'll be 0-1, however, after he fouls it off his foot.
Nick Wilson flew out a flare out to the shortstop, Jeff Smith, last time up.
As the 0-1 pitch is going to miss low and inside, 1-1. Jeremy Holcomb has let up a leadoff walk in the last 2 innings. It almost came back to bite him in the last inning. Martinez got all the way to third base before they finally got out of the inning, but so far he has yet to give up an earned run. It's 2-1 now on Wilson, but if anyone can do it, it is Wilson.
Yes.
Wilson's got that magnificent power and beautiful swing.
Even if he breaks his bat.
Yeah, even if he breaks his bat, as that one's going to be inside. 3-1 now.
He finds a way to get on. And he was, once again, the 2017 USPBL Home Run Derby champion.
So that's going to be a ball 4 to Nick Wilson. And another leadoff walk for Jeremy Holcomb, 3rd inning in a row. And if this continues to trend in the direction it has been, this should be the run where the Beavers score a run. Or the inning the Beavers score a run.
Yeah, that's his 3rd walk in the ball game, and like you said, Brian, it could bite him here.
So now Pollar's going to come up to bat with no man out and 1 man on as the Beavers look to finally get on the board. They've had 2 chances here with leadoff walks. They haven't been able to capitalize so far.
Robert Poller walked his first time up as well.
Yeah, he was the leadoff walk in the 2nd inning, and he got stranded at first base. Didn't even make it past the very first bag. As it's 1-0 on Poller. Seems like Holcomb's been struggling with his command a little bit. He's been bailed out a couple of times by his defense. So that one's going to be grounded over to the third baseman. Oh, he's going to misplay it as it goes off what it looks like the palm of his glove. And so that's going to be an infield hit for Robert Poller, if that's how they decide to field it.
And it looks like it's going to be an error.
It is an error. So it's going to be an error on Kent Blackstone down there at third base as he came charging across to make the play. And Poller is going to have reached base safely and moved Wilson up to second. So Hunter Wood will come up to bat with the runners in scoring position.
He flew out to the center fielder, Joba Farrell, his first time up.
Yeah, he got good contact on that one, but unfortunately, Joba Farrell was able to really just move to his left a little bit and make the catch.
And like you were saying in the game on Sunday, he had good contact as well. It's just ended up to the fielder.
Well, he's been squaring up with these baseballs really well throughout the season in his limited time here as he's going to fly that one in the left field. Fiesel on the run, but it's going to land in the left field patio. It's 0-1 now on Hunter Wood. It's just every time he seems to square up on the ball, he hits it right towards the fielder. And it's just been unfortunate, but that's baseball.
Yes,
you know?
it is.
Things like that are going to happen, and eventually you'll
just
break
move
through.
on.
Yeah. You know, you square up the ball enough times, it's going to break through for a hit. And it'd be a great time for him to get one here as his team trails by 2 runs here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Still no outs for the Beavers as well.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch. He's going to ground that one towards the second baseman. Quick underhand toss to the shortstop and toss down to Palmer's going to get away from him. That's only going to allow 1 out, and the runner from third base is going to come in, and he'll be out trying to score. So that's going to be a unique double play there.
That was unique, like you were saying, Brian.
So Hunter Wood grounded out to Davis at second base. He underhand tossed to Smith, the shortstop, who tagged second and got the out. The throw down to Palmer got away from Palmer, so the runner at first was safe. Now Nick Wilson from third base looked to come in to score when that ball got away from Palmer, but Palmer was able to get down there fast enough and get the runner out at home. So it was a double play, but now there's no runners in scoring position. So really the double play worked out for the Mammoths' favor.
Yes, it did. And Holcomb's just got to give it up to his defense.
Yeah, that was the leadoff walk too, which was Nick Wilson, and that ended up getting thrown out at home plate. So that 1-0 pitch is going to go off of Dan Kennan.
And that's going to sting him a little bit.
As he's going to try and walk that one off. 1-1 now. So technically Hunter Wood will reach on a fielder's choice. Wilson will be thrown out at home in a 3-2. And Pollard will be thrown out at second base on a 4-6. So an interesting play all around, but a double play nonetheless. So 1-1 now on Dan Kennan with a runner at first base and 2 outs. The Mammoths have 7 hits so far on the ball game and 2 runs. The Beavers have no runs. As that's going to be a ball outside, 2-1. They've been walked 3 times so far in today's ball game and reached base on an error and a fielder's choice. They've reached first base on every type of play you can except for the big one, which I'm going to name because, obvious reasons. It's going to be bounced in there. Going to be 3-1 now to Dan Kennan.
The lights are on here at the ballpark.
Yeah, the sun begins to set. We have some shadows that stretch across the outfield now. Home plate is still underneath shade while mound is bathed in sunlight, so that's going to make it difficult for the hitter to try and swing that bat, and that's probably why we see a lot more runs in the later innings than we do in the beginning innings, because of the way that sun only covers half the infield. As the 3-1 pitch comes in, it's going to be a ground ball hit on a line to the third baseman. Nice play there by Blackstone as he plants and makes the throw. So he had to range to his left in a hurry to make that play and planted his foot and made the throw down to first to get that final out. So the Beavers put men in scoring position yet again, but are unable to bring them home. And it's still a 2-0 lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths in the top of the 5th is going to be Jobo Farrell, Tommy Fiesel, and Kent Blackstone. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Got a mask on here for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please direct your attention to the video board. Someone has a very important question to ask.
Oh my goodness!
Welcome back, everyone, to the top of the 5th inning. Due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths is Jobo Farrell.
Still a 2-0 lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
Yeah, they got those 2 runs in the first inning. RBIs from Ethan Whisker and Riley Palmer. Jobo Farrell struck out swinging his last time up, and he was actually up to bat in the 4th when Jeff Smith got picked off at first base, so he will pick up where he left off.
And
with
what a
fresh
beautiful pickoff move from Randy Wynn.
Yeah, Jeff Smith didn't even see it coming as he was way late sliding back in, as Jobo Farrell's going to ground that one over to Dan Kennan, who was playing in for a bunt. They can throw it down to first base to Hernandez, and it's going to be a quick out here in the top of the 5th inning. So now Tommy Fizel will step in.
He is 2 for 2 today.
Yeah, he started off the ball game with a base hit in the first and the second inning. Came around to score once as well. So he's had himself quite the start. As a bender there. Started, actually, Fiesel was looking inside, trying to get out of the way of that one, and ended up breaking back over the plate for a strike. So 0-1, as that's going to be another breaking ball. 0-2 now, as that one hit the outer corner.
Randy Wynn's making quick work here.
That fastball was high and inside, as Fiesel has the dodge out of the way of that one. 1-2. Comes the 1-2 pitch to Fiesel, and he's going to ground that one over towards the second baseman, Rulis. He has it. Will make the throw down to Hernandez, and that's going to be 2 quick outs here in the top of the 5th inning. So now Kent Blackstone will come up to bat here as the Mammoths look to get something going. They've only had 2 hits since their 5 in the first inning. Blackstone had a base hit in the first, then flew out to the right fielder, DeAndre Clark, in the second. First pitch to him is going to be a fastball, 1-0.
I picked him as this evening's player of the game.
It's usually a good person to go with. He's already got a base hit today.
Yeah, he went 2 for 4 the last time these two teams met, which was last Sunday.
The pitch will be down and inside, 2-0. Yeah, he's just been an RBI machine for the Westside William Mammoths these past few years, or past few weeks. Been an absolute tear. So he takes a big cut at that one and misses 2-0 or 2-1. The 2-1 pitch to Blackstone comes in. It's gonna be a ball outside and away, 3-1. Another fastball from Wynn. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning as the delivery from Wynn is in. It's going to be another fastball that misses. So Randy Wynn is going to walk Kent Blackstone with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning to put a man on for Alex Abbott.
Alex Abbott 0 for 2, struck out twice already in this ball game.
Yeah, Abbott has not done what he's been hoping to do so far coming into the day's ball game. He came up with runners in scoring position in the first inning and was unable to do anything, and then struck out to start off the 3rd inning. The first pitch to Alex Abbott's going to be a ball low and inside, 1-0. Wood had to slide to his right to make that play. Blackstone with a decent lead down there at first base. It was a delivery from Wynn. It's going to be another fastball outside, 2-0, and that's going to have Hunter Wood coming out to the mound. Has been missing a lot arm side with that fastball this inning. Not really something he's been struggling with in the first 4 innings of the game so far, but here in the 5th, he seems to be missing it. I wonder if he did something different with his delivery here.
Sometimes you just got to make that slight adjustment, and then you're able to take full control.
So the man on and 2 outs here for Abbott. And a 2-0 count. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be over the plate. It was a nice curveball there from Randy Wynn as it broke back over the plate, starting out outside, 2-1.
I think that was a great job by Hunter Wood going out there to talk to Wynn.
Well, sometimes you just got to settle them down. They start getting frustrated, and they start trying to force things. And when you try and force things, it just gets worse. As the 2-1 pitch comes in, going to check a swing on that one. They're going to say he went around, though, so count's going to fall even at 2 apiece.
That little small talk is just what you need.
His breaking balls, his off-speed pitches and breaking balls so far today have been spot on.
Yes, it has. It's just that fastball in this inning.
So the 2-2 pitch comes in. That's going to be another fastball high and away, so 3-2. The problem is you can't, if you over-rely on a specific pitch, then the batter's going to pick up on that, and they're going to start hitting that as well. So he kind of has to mix in a fastball every once in a while just to keep the batters off guard. So let's see what he does here with a 3-2 count and 2 outs, the man on first. The delivery of the pitch comes in. It's going to be a fastball outside. So it's going to walk the second batter in the row here in the 5th inning. After making quick work of the first 2 batters, he walks 2 consecutive batters and puts 2 on with 2 out. So now Ethan Wisker's going to step in for his 3rd at-bat of the ball game.
Back in the first, he had a hit RBI single, and then his second time up, which was back in the 3rd, he going out to the third baseman, Dan Kennan.
First pitch to Whisker is going to be a ball inside, 1-0.
He's 1 for 2 today.
Looks like a change up there from Randy Wynn. He's going to sky that one towards the right field, but it's going to be foul and out of play, so 1-1. Randy Wynn keeping a careful eye on Blackstone at second base. Blackstone's got a lot of speed on the base pass, so you can't give him too much of a lead. Going to want to check him every once in a while, and he's already picked off 1 base runner, so if I were Kent Blackstone, I'd be careful as well. That's going to be on the outer third of the plate. 1-2 now to Ethan Whisker.
Yeah, speaking of that speed from Blackstone, any hit in the outfield could actually bring him home.
He's got a lot of speed out there, so if you hit one right in that sweet spot in the outfield, it could will drive him in as the 1-2 pitch comes in, and he's going to take that one for a called strike 3, and Randy Wynn rings up.
Whisker did not like it.
Yeah, he doesn't agree with the call, but Randy Wynn rings up Ethan Whisker, and after walking the last 2 batters, he gets out of the little jam here, and we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. We've played half a game of baseball here. The Mammoths still lead 2-0. So do it for the Beavers in the bottom of the 5th inning is going to be Hernandez, D.G. Martinez, and Thomas Rulis. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the 5th inning, and we're officially on the second half of this ball game as Gerard Hernandez is set to lead it off for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. Gerard Hernandez so far today is 0 for 1. He grounded out to the shortstop Jeff Smith his first time up. He's going to check his swing on that first pitch there. Going to say it didn't go around, so it's going to be a ball 1-0.
Gerard Hernandez over there at first this evening for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers.
He's going to foul tip that one, so it's going to be 1-1 now. Hernandez in the lineup tonight because he's a left-handed bat against a right-handed pitcher. Also gives Nick Wilson a little bit of a rest, so he's DHing today. Hernandez puts a jolt into that one, hits it towards center field. Farrell about halfway out there will make the catch, and that'll be one out here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Farrell getting a lot of work out there this evening.
Yeah, he's already got 4 putouts in today's ball game in the first 5 innings of the game, so he's definitely been getting his work out today, although most of them have been hit pretty close to him, so he hasn't had to range very far for most of them.
Here comes DJ Martinez to the plate. He walked his first time up and also had a stolen base.
Yeah, he eventually made it all the way to third base, but was left sitting there. Still a 2-0 lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. He fouls that first pitch off, and it's going to be 0-1 on him now.
He's hitting 182, has 20 hits and 11 RBIs.
The 0-1 pitch is going to be high and inside, so it's going to be a 1-1 pitch, or 1-1 count. I apologize. Jeremy Holcomb. That last pitch was a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, but it missed inside. He's been missing arm side a lot with that fastball lately, it seems, as that's going to be grounded off 1-2.
Him and Randy Wynn both.
Yeah, I was about to say, both starting pitchers seem to be having trouble commanding that fastball so far today. Randy Wynn's off-speed pitches, however, have been spot on and seem to be hitting their location. As the 1-2 pitches come in, DJ Martinez is going to duck on that breaking ball. Try to front door him on that one, but it stayed high. Count will fall even at 2 apiece. Next pitch from Holcomb's going to miss inside again, and it's going to be a full count now on DJ Martinez. Try to go at him again with that off-speed pitch. The 3-2 pitch comes in. Well, it's going to be driven hard towards center field, but Jobo Farrell backing up will make the catch, and DJ Martinez put a lot of
yes, he did.
Put a lot of energy into that swing and drove it hard, but again, right at the fielders out there. If he would have hit that one towards the gap, that would have been a base hit for sure, but
at least a double.
Jobo Farrell makes another putout out there in center field.
Been busy tonight.
So now Thomas Rulis.
He was your pick for player of the game this evening.
Yeah, he will stand in, and his first time up, Dan, what'd he do?
He flew up to the center fielder, Jobo Farrell.
So he's been contributing to Jobo Farrell's putouts tonight. Thomas Rulis, that is the first pitch misses 1-0. Rulis showed bunt on that first pitch.
Right now, I got you beat. If Steve was here, he'll probably have us both beat.
Yeah. It's 2-0 on Rulis. Blackstone playing a little bit in over on the third base side in case Rulis tries to drop down a bunt. 2-0 pitch is going to be in the dirt. 3-0 quickly now on Rulis. Blackstone backing up now to normal depth. So the 3-0 pitch is coming in, and that's going to be over the heart of the plate. 88-mile-an-hour fastball from Holcomb, 3-1. Delivery of the pitch is going to be hit towards the second baseman, Davis. Going to have to make a quick throw, and it's not going to be in time as Thomas Rulis manages to run it out, and it's an infield single. And that's going to break up the no-hitter for Jeremy Holcomb here in the 5th inning. So now DeAndre Clark is going to step in for his third at-bat of the ballgame. He's got a runner at first base and 2 outs.
DeAndre Clark is 0 for 2 tonight.
Grounded out to the shortstop, Jeff Smith, his last time up. Running for second base is going to be Rulis, and he is in there safely as he manages to steal second base.
But let me tell you, Brian, that throw was right on the money from Hamner. Just a little bit too late.
Yeah, the jump from Rulis out there at first base was phenomenal. He was quick on the jump, and I'm wondering if Holcomb has some kind of tell, as Rulis didn't waste any time running for second base. Got in there safely. It was a good throw by Hamner, but obviously it was late. So now there's a runner at second base for DeAndre Clark. He's going to drive that one towards the gap, but not very deep, as Fiesel, ranging to his left, will make the catch, and that's going to do it here for the bottom of the 5th inning. It's still a 2-0 lead as the Beavers strand another runner in scoring position. The Mammoths will come up in the top of the 6th inning with Riley Palmer, Joe Davis, and Hamner, the 5, 6, 7 hitters in that lineup, still protecting that lead 2-0. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Hey, it's Matt Derry out here in right field in front of the merchandising tent and the trailer. We're having a blast. Get your USPBL gear right here. We've got 24 different kind of hats. We've got jerseys, pennants, foam figures. This Westside Woolly Mammoths jersey is straight fire. You've got to get these jerseys, these hats, everything out here in right field. And, of course, the merchandising area behind home plate in the grandstand. Check it out.
Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 6th inning where Riley Palmer is leading it off for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. So far this game, he is 1 for 2. He is a base hit with an RBI, but most recently flew out to Clark in right field. It's 2-0 now on him. His last time up, Dan, he really drove that one just barely getting robbed of a home run on the warning track. As
DeAndre Clark definitely had us fooled there.
Yeah, Clark on the against the wall makes the catch. That ended the 2nd inning, or the 3rd inning, my apologies, as it's 3-0 now on Palmer.
I seen DeAndre Clark just looking up, and I'm like, is he going to catch it anytime soon? And he did.
Palmer's going to launch that one into foul territory down the left side. Kennan on the run is going to watch that one land in the stands. And it'll be 3-1 now to Palmer. Yeah, DeAndre Clark was looking up, and I was pretty confident he was going to catch it because it wasn't a look of like, oh, that one's gone. It was I'm waiting for this ball to reach me.
Mm-hmm.
That might sound kind of crazy saying it like that, but there's a difference in the way they carry themselves when they're preparing to catch a ball or when they're watching one fly. As the 3-1 pitch comes in, and he's going to check a swing on that one. Will do so successfully as that fastball missed high, and it's going to be a leadoff walk for Riley Palmer.
And that's Randy Wynn's 3rd walk of the ball game.
Yes, it is, and all 3 of those have come here in the 5th and the 6th. So Joe Davis with a runner on first base and no outs will come up to bat.
He flew out to the right fielder, DeAndre Clark, his last time up as well. But he's 0 for 2 this evening. And he had his first USPBL hit last Sunday.
Yeah, he's 4 for 18 so far in his early season here with the Westside Woolly Mammoths. As the first pitch is going to be a strike on the inner third of the plate, 0-1. Looked like a fastball from Randy Wynn. Looked like he took a little bit off that one, as he usually gets up to about 90, but was at 86. That was probably just to make sure he hit the strike zone, as he was struggling last inning with hitting the strike zone with his fastball. The 0-1 pitch is going to be flown in the foul territory, out of play down the right side, 0-2 now. Palmer down there at first base has a decent lead. 0-2 pitch comes in. He's going to ground that one over to Martinez. Martinez going to make the toss to Rulis. Rulis down to Hernandez, and that is a double play. Great
Beautiful,
job there
yeah.
by the Beavers.
It was. Perfectly placed ball.
So just like that, now there's 2 outs with no man on for Kyle Hamner.
Kyle Hamner grounded out to the shortstop. DJ Martinez is last time up. But he does have an RBI in this ball game, Brian. That came back in the first.
Actually, Dan, we had originally thought that was
Oh,
an RBI,
yeah,
but
you're
that
right.
was
Yep.
that was when we were mistaken because the run did not come home before the throw out at third was completed.
Yep, you're right.
But he does have a base hit. He's 1 for 2 as he's going to sky that one towards right field. Clark is going to come in just a little bit, a few steps, and make the catch. I want to sit right to him out there in right field. So that's going to be a quick 6th inning for Randy Wynn after the leadoff walk. He turns a double play and then flies out Kyle Hamner. So when we come back to the bottom of the 6th inning, it's going to be Brandon Raw, Nick Wilson, and Robert Poller up to bat as they are still looking to get on the board here in today's ball game. They still trail 2-0 as we get into the later stages of this ball game. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half, the 6th inning. Still a 2-0 lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler are with you here as we bring you this matchup between the Mammoths and the Beavers. It's Brandon Ross to lead things off here for the Beavers.
Brandon Raw is 0 for 2 this evening. Ground out to the shortstop, Jeff Smith. And then his second time up, flew out to the center fielder, Joba Farrell.
Feels like we've been saying that a lot in today's
Yes.
ball game, as that's going to be a pitch inside 2-0. Just a reminder, folks, if you come to tomorrow's ball game, not only is it Friday night fireworks, but it is also Pink Out the Ballpark night, as that one's going to be driven hard to left field towards the gap on the runner. The outfielders, it's going to be off the wall as Farrell's going to have to chase after that one as it gets away from him, and Brandon Raw is going to stop at second base. So Brandon Raw with a leadoff double. And this is the best chance for the Beavers so far today to get a runner home.
What a beautiful swing there by Brandon Raw.
Yeah, he put a charge into that one, and he launched it towards the gap in left center and off the wall out there. Took a weird bounce off the wall and got away from Farrell. If it would have gotten a little bit further, Raw would have had a shot at third as well. But Farrell, with all that speed in the outfield, was able to cut down on that option awfully quick.
And that's just the second hit Holcomb has given up in this ballgame.
Yes, it is, Dan, and now Nick Wilson is going to step in with a runner at second base and no outs here in the top of the 6th, or bottom of the 6th, apologies. As this going to be a ball inside 1-0.
Nick Wilson looks to do some damage here with Raw over there at second.
Be a quick meeting at the mound between Hamner and Holcomb.
Nick Wilson walked his second time up, or I should say his last time up, and then he was thrown out at home.
Yeah, he tried scoring on a play where the throw to first base got away from Palmer, but Palmer was able to get to it fast enough and threw him out at home. Wilson's going to hit that one in the hair towards us in the booth, and that'll be out of play, so 1-2. Or 1-1, apologies. So the 1-1 count and a runner at second base and no outs. Wilson looks to make this deficit a 1-run deficit as he foul tips that one, and it'll be 1-2 now. So this is the perfect opportunity for the Beavers to get something going. They got a runner at scoring position with no outs here in the heart of their lineup up. So this is probably their best chance in today's ball games to this point to score some runs. It was a delivery from Holcomb. That's going to be a ball a little bit high, 2-2. It doesn't look like it was at the location Hamner wanted. Hamner was setting up outside and ended up coming over top of the plate. If it was a little bit lower, Wilson could have crushed that thing. If it was an off-speed pitch. Looked like a changeup high.
You got to be careful when you're pitching to Nick Wilson.
That's for sure. As the 2-2 pitch is going to get away from Hamner, and that's going to allow Raw to advance to third base. So now it's a really good opportunity for the Beavers as Raw advances on a wild pitch, putting him at third base with no outs, and a 3-2 count to Nick Wilson. Comes the 3-2 pitch. That's going to be outside, so Nick Wilson's going to walk. And we have runners at the corners now with no outs. It's a dangerous situation for Jeremy Holcomb.
Number 8, Rob Poller. Rob was chosen for the first team All-Ivy League playing with the Columbia University Lions. He was also awarded academic All-Ivy honors while winning their conference championship.
Got a little bit of action down there in the Westside Woolly Mammoths bullpen. We've got a righty warming up down there. It's going to be a quick meeting at the mound. Shane McCaddy coming out as well. Wonder if this is just an opportunity to give that bullpen arm more time to warm up, and that looks like it's the case.
Looks like the righty Ronel Perez warming up in the Woolly Mammoth bullpen, like you were saying, Brian. We've seen Perez a couple times already this season. Still a little bit new here in the league. I mean, was just to calm Holcomb down here. You have Nick Wilson over there at first, and then you have also Brandon Rowe over there at third in scoring position.
Yeah, Ronel Perez is still fairly new to the league. He's only played in a few games with the Westside Woolly Mammoths. To be exact, he's only played in 5, but he's done fairly well so far in the 4 2/3 innings he has pitched. He's got a 3.85 ERA with 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, and only given up 6 hits. So he's done good work with the Westside Woolly Mammoths so far this season. As he continues to warm up out there in the bullpen, as the first pitch to Pollard is going to be a ball outside, 1-0.
Robert Pollard has 4 RBIs. He has a perfect chance to bring in Raw, make it number 5.
He's 0 for 1 so far today. He's reached base twice safely, however, on a walk and an error. He's going to sky that one into foul territory down the left side. It's going to get out of play and be 1-1. So it's a 2-0 lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths as the Beavers have runners at the corners and no outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And they can really do some damage here and possibly tie the ball game and maybe even take the lead as the 1-1 pitch comes in. He's going to drive that one through the right side. And that's going to be a base hit. That's going to score 1 run as Pollard has himself a RBI base hit. And like you were saying, Dan, it was a good opportunity for him to get that 5th RBI in the season.
And he did it.
And he managed to come up through here, and that's why he's the cleanup hitter for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers.
Nick Wilson over there, I was laughing because he had to hop over Riley Palmer to get the second.
Yeah, Riley Palmer made a diving attempt to stop that ball as it got through the right side. And Shane McCaddy's coming back out, and it looks like the Westside Woolly Mammoths are going to go to their bullpen. So Ronel Perez will come out to the mound. And Jeremy Holcomb's day is done. So he goes just 5 innings pitched. Gives up just 3 hits. So he only gave up 1 run, and so far only 1 is earned, but the runners on base for Ronell Perez are both inherited from Holcomb, so he could go up to 3 earned runs.
But Brian, those walks killed Holcomb.
That is what killed him, because he had a good start, but he was leading off lead-off walking a lot of the batters. Martinez in the 3rd, Wilson in the 4th, Poller in the 2nd, and then a leadoff double from Brandon Raw here, and those leadoffs base runners are really what killed him. In total, he ends up walking 3 batters in this ball game, 4 batters in this ball game, and only striking out the 1, and that was Dan Kennan back in the 2nd. So Ronell Perez is going to come out to try and get the 3 outs in this inning. He's got runners at 1st and 2nd that he's inheriting from Holcomb.
Ronell Perez, like you were saying a few minutes ago, that is, Brian, he's only given up 6 hits, 5 runs, which were earned. He has given up 3 walks, and has an ERA of 3.85. And that's just in 4.5 innings pitch.
So he looks to come out here in a crucial situation and try to keep the lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, as this could be a make-or-break moment for both teams in this ball game. The Mammoths have a good opportunity to stunt the momentum the Beavers are building, while the Beavers have a chance to build on the momentum and possibly claim the lead and really get things going here as we enter the late stages of the ball game. So Hunter Wood's going to step into the batter's box for his 3rd plate appearance of the ball game. He's got runners at 1st and 2nd with still no outs, and his team's already brought home one run to make it 2-1.
He reached safely on the fielder's choice his last time up.
He shows bunt there. It's going to pull it back, though, and be 1-0. That was that weird fielder's choice where it was still a double play. The throw down to the second base, got the 1st runner, and then it got away from Palmer at 1st. Palmer threw down to the home plate to get Wilson trying to steal home. So it's definitely an interesting play as he shows bunt again, pulls it back at another ball, 2-0. The infield playing shallow. I'm sorry, at least the corner infielders are playing shallow to cut down on that bunt attempt.
Now, the Woolly Mammoth bullpen was very impressive last Sunday.
Yeah, they had bullpen arms going the whole game, as their starting pitcher was normally a bullpen arm, as he's going to bunt that down the 3rd base line, and they're going to only get that 1 out. So that's going to be the 1st out as Blackstone fields it from the left side of home plate, coming in on that bunt to throw out Hunter Wood at 1st base. But it was a productive out, as that advances the runners to 2nd and 3rd base. Puts both of them in scoring position, and now the leading run is Poller at 2nd.
Like you said, tying run is Nick Wilson over there at 3rd.
So now Dan Kennan will step in with an opportunity not only to tie the ball game, but give his team the lead with 2 runners in scoring position.
Grounded out to the 3rd baseman, Kent Blackstone, his last time up. And then his 1st time struck out.
First pitch to him at the at-bat is ball low, 1-0.
He does have 7 RBIs. The question is, could he make it number 8? Or even maybe number 9?
Delivery from Perez comes in. It's going to be fouled down the 1st base line. Just barely foul, as Palmer was trying to make the play on that one. But it'll be 1-1 now on Kennan. That bunt by Wood, it not only puts runners in scoring position, but takes the double play out of contention, and really was just a productive out any way you look at it. So good job by Wood. He may not have reached 1st on the bunt attempt, but he did what he was supposed to do. The 1-1 pitch comes in, and that's going to be a ball just outside. 2-1 now. 89-mile-an-hour fastball from Perez. The 2-1 pitch comes in. He's going to foul that one out of play down the right side, and count's going to fall even 2-2. So with 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out, there's runners at second and third base, and the Beavers have a quality opportunity to take the lead here. They currently trail 2-1, but with those runners at second and third, that could change with 1 swing of the bat. Delivery for Perez is in. He's going to drive that one down the third base line. Just foul. Hit that one on the line.
Yeah.
Wilson down there at third base had a duck to get out of the way, and it's going to remain 2-2.
Man, if only that would have stayed fair, that would have brought both of the runners in.
Yeah, Kennan was just a little bit early on that swing and drove it foul. Perez sets on the mound, takes a peek down at Wilson at third. Here comes the delivery of the pitch, and he's going to drive that one into right field. Charging is Palmer. And that's going to be a fair ball down the right field line. Wilson's going to come in and score, and it's going to be a tie ball game. So Dan Kennan with a bloop single down the right field line is going to score Nick Wilson from third base. And this is going to
tied up.
Yeah, it's a tie ball game now. So 2 RBIs this inning, 1 from Pollard and 1 from Kennan, have tied this ball game up at 2 apiece. And now Gerard Hernandez with the runners at the corners and 1 out still here in the bottom of the 6th has a great opportunity to take the lead. So last time up, he flew out to the center fielder Farrell. He's 0 for 2 in the game in total. He's going to ground that one down the first base line. He's going to field it on a hop as Palmer.
Wow.
But another productive out as now the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers take the lead. So after trailing in this ballgame to the first 5 innings, they take the lead here in the bottom of the 6th. An RBI ground out for Gerard Hernandez makes it a 3-2 lead for the Beavers. Great play there by Riley Palmer, diving to make that stop at first base and tagging first to get the out. So unfortunately, it's a little bit overshadowed by the RBI for Gerard Hernandez that gives the Beavers the lead. The Beavers finally bringing runners home in scoring position to take the lead here as DJ Martinez steps in, and it's 1-0 on him now as that pitch missed low and away.
Just one swing of the bat can really change this ball game around.
And the Beavers have been doing a good job of
Yes,
not
they
only swinging the bat, but getting productive outs as Martinez takes a big rip at a fastball in the outer third of the plate, 1-1. They started the inning with a double and a walk to Wilson, putting runners at first and second. But then Robert Pollard comes up and brings them home with an RBI single, and Hunter Wood then bunts to put runners at second and third. That was a productive out, and then that ground out just now scored another run, giving them the lead. So not only are they getting on base with walks and base hits, but even their outs are bringing in runs. So they're doing a great job all around this inning.
Yes, they are.
Really finally looks like they're finding their mojo. So 1-2 now on DJ Martinez.
But this game is no way close to being done. Anything can happen.
We still have another 3 innings to play after this one as the 1-2 pitch is going to be driven through the 5.5 hole. Is it? No, it's diving stop by Smith. He's going to throw it on first, not going to be in time. Running third base is going to be Pollard, and he is called out at home plate as he got a little bit greedy rounding third base there.
Great heads-up play there by Riley Palmer, seeing Kennan going home and threw him out.
That's definitely for sure. Smith made that great diving stop out there at short to get the run or get the ball before it made it into the outfield for a base hit. Made the throw down first, wasn't in time, but like you said, great heads-up play by Palmer to toss it down to home plate, watching Kennan round third to try and get that extra run home. So that's going to end the inning, but the Beavers do take a 3-2 lead, scoring 3 runs this inning, scoring runs in every opportunity they can. So going to the top of the 7th, it's going to be a 3-2 lead for the Beavers. Leading off for the Mammoths is going to be Jeff Smith, Joba Farrell, and Tommy Fiesel. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top of the 7th inning, and it's a new ball game now. The Beavers have taken the lead 3-2 after scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. RBIs from Pollard, Kennan, and Hernandez. And now it's the Westside Woolly Mammoths for the first time today on the losing side, looking to make a comeback.
A lot was happening there in that inning.
A lot did happen, that's for sure. Productive outs, RBIs. Beavers bats finally waking up and bringing runners home from scoring position, which they were failing to do in the first half of the ball game. 1-0 now on Jeff Smith. It's going to be a ball high 2-0 now. Randy Wynn still in the mound as we're in the 6th inning, or the top of the 7th, I apologize. He's done great work so far. Had a little bit of control issues with his fastball as another fastball misses high, 3-0, but his off-speed stuff is really good. Got a quality start going so far. With just 2 earned runs. He really settled down after that first inning, Dan.
Yes, he has. He's found his groove.
The 3-0 pitch is going to be on the outer third of the plate. That fastball hits the strike zone. 3-1 now.
You do have action, though, in the Beavers bullpen.
The 3-1 pitch is going to be driven high in the air into the outfield. You got Martinez, Rulis converging. Martinez is going to make the play, though, as he crosses into center field to make that catch, running all the way from the shortstop position.
And it looks like it is Seth Brenner coming over from the Utica Unicorns, warming up in the Beavers bullpen.
Yeah, I do recall that transaction happening, but I think this is the first time we've seen him as a member of the Beavers as he's warming up down there in the bullpen. He came over from the Unicorns, much like Raw did. The first pitch to Farrell comes in, and that's going to be a strike. It was a little bit high, but over the heart of the plate, 0-1. Farrell so far today is 0 for 2, and last time up he grunted out to Dan Kennan at third.
But he's been very active defensively.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot of putouts out there.
Yes, he has.
Seems like every pitch has been hit out to him out there.
We just probably lost count. I don't know. I lost count. You're probably still keeping track.
As he swings and misses, 1-2.
Yeah, he's been very active defensively. He has 6 putouts this evening. Joba Farrell.
And that's very active for any outfielder. It's 2-2 now after the last pitch missed high. Randy Wynn sets on the mound and going to call for time is Farrell. As that one's going to be a dropped third strike. They're going to toss it down to first base, and they're going to get Joba Farrell running, so it's going to be a strikeout for Randy Wynn. Not much of a strikeout ball game today, as that's just the 5th strikeout for Randy Wynn, and Holcomb only had the 1 in today's ball game.
But the walks killed him.
The walks killed Jeremy Holcomb, that's for sure. So now Tommy Fizel's going to step in. He's had himself quite a day so far. It's going to be a pitch low, 1-0 on him. He's 2 for 3 so far today. He's had a base hit in the first and the second inning, but grounded out to the second baseman Rulis his last time up, as that's going to be a ball high 2-0. The 2-0 pitch is going to hit the strike zone on the outer third of the plate, 2-1. 87-mile-an-hour fastball from Wynn.
You're used to seeing R.J. Fuhr at that leadoff position. He's not in the lineup this evening, though, for the Woolly Mammoths.
Meanwhile, it's going to be flown out to right field. Clark will make the catch, range into his right, and that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Randy Wynn as he continues to roll after that rough first inning. He's been great so far throughout this ball game. 7 innings pitched, only 2 earned runs. Great job by him. So it's 7th inning stretch time here at Jimmy John's Field. A 3-2 lead for the Beavers. And when we come back, the Beavers are going to be led off by Rulis, Clark, and Raw. We'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Got a mascot here for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please direct your attention to the video board. Someone has a very important question to ask.
Welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here on this Thursday evening matchup between the Beavers and the Mammoths. And it is now a 3-2 lead for the Beavers after they took it in the bottom of the sixth. Beavers look to lead it off here with Thomas Rulis, and we've had a pitching change now, haven't we, Dan?
Yes, we do. It is the hard-throwing Corey Kimber taking over on the mound. Corey Kimber, so far this season, does have a loss. Has an ERA of 3.52, Brian. Has 22 strikeouts. He's only given up 5 hits. But, I mean, he's been hard throwing.
Yeah, he's been great for the Westside William Mammoths side of the bullpen. We've seen him mostly so far this season as a closer, so I'm a little bit wondering why they have him in so early. His team is down by 1 run. He, in 15.1 innings pitch, he has 5 saves and 22 strikeouts. So that 5 save statistic right there just tells you that he's more or less a closer for the Mammoths, and it's a little bit peculiar to see him this early in the ball game, but he does good work. It's 0-1 on Rulis. So it looks to be a little bit of an equipment hang-up for Hamner down there.
And with Thor at Corey Kimber on the mound, you better be ready.
That's for sure. Is Kimber has been known to strike out the side multiple times with the 22 strikeouts in 15 innings. That's all the proof you need. He tends to strike out the side more often than not. He's got that fastball that can hit up to 98 miles an hour. He can really just reach back and throw heaters. He's been working on his off-speed stuff, too, from what I understand. And he used it a little bit in his last outing. He closed it out on that Sunday matchup between the Beavers and the Mammoths. But, again, that was a 7 or 6-run lead for him at the time. He gave up that RBI single to Thomas Rulis, who's at the plate right now. It's 0-2 on him. But he went out there with a 7-run lead in the top of the 9th. I'm sure he wasn't going out there thinking, it's a save opportunity. So that 1-earned run doesn't really hurt him too bad. Rulis fouls off that one. It's 0-2, 96-mile-an-hour fastball. So, in short, Kimber is really good.
Yeah. Let's just leave it at that.
0-2 pitch comes in, and that's going to be fouled off to the left side. Remain 0-2, 97-mile-an-hour fastball. See, I bet you he goes with a off-speed pitch this time to try and fool Thomas Rulis. He's been working on his off-speed stuff, and it really looked good in that game on Sunday. His changeup a couple times really fooled the batter. 0-2 pitch comes in, and he's going to go back with that fastball outside. 1-2 now.
I'm telling you, Brian, I wouldn't be surprised that he might get an offer at the end of the season.
I'm honestly surprised he's not gone already with his heat. I think that's part of the reason why he is trying to develop that off-speed stuff more, is to just because you can't rely on, especially in the professional,
on that fastball.
Just on your fastball 24/7. We've seen how that worked out with Rondon. Now Rondon had other issues like no control, as that's going to be a ball just outside. 2-2 now.
Speaking of no control, last night hit Moustakis, gets ejected.
Yeah, we don't talk about the Tigers here anymore. They're dead to me. That might be a little bit harsh. I'm still a huge Tigers fan, but it's been a disappointing season for sure. As the 2-2 pitch comes in, and that's going to be outside. Nothing but fastballs from Corey Kimber here to start. It's a 3-2 count on Rulis.
And with the trade deadline coming up, we're just all afraid that they might get rid of Verlander or Justin Wilson, another one in the talks, Alex Avila.
Verlander and Cabrera are the ones that I absolutely do not want to lose.
No.
I know that they're valuable trade pieces and they're big salaries, and that one's going to be fouled off on the left side. But it's just, to me, it's more sentimentality.
They're the face.
I'll admit that it's a sentimentality, and I don't want to see him leave because of how much they've done here. And I also understand if you want to do a serious rebuild, you kind of have to shed that salary. But it's just they've been with us for so long. Cabrera with us for over 10 years, and now Verlander with us for his rookie season was 06, so over 10 years. That one's going to be a flare ball over the head of Jeff Smith as he makes a leaping attempt at it. It's going to be a base hit in the left field for Thomas Rulis as he has his second hit of the ball game. And that was my pick for player of the game. So now DeAndre Clark will step up with a runner at first base. And no outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Yeah, and as I was saying, it's just it'll hurt to see him go. It hurt to see JD go as Hamner is replacing his shin pads with his backup catcher, or not necessarily backup, but the other catcher on the Mammoths lineup, which would be Kraus. There must have been something broken on his equipment.
Yeah.
As he hooks up a new pair of shin pads. DeAndre Clark so far today is 0 for 3, which is a little bit rare. Obviously coming into that today with that .326 batting average, he usually goes 1 for 3, if not better.
Every single time we see DeAndre Clark, he's always on base or something like that.
Yeah, he's the 1-800 Hanson's player of the game, so if he reaches safely, the fans here at Jimmy John's Field are going to go home with a prize. So
I wonder what that prize is.
As
new
the
windows?
first pitch to Clark is going to be a bunt attempt. They're going to throw it on a second. Oh, it's going to get away from Smith down there at second base. Or, I'm sorry, Joe Davis. So it's going to be a stolen base for Thomas Rulis, and that'll take the double play option away. That's the second stolen base today, Dan, as he also stole base when he had that infield single his last time up.
It's been very productive on the base pads. You might beat me tonight.
Perhaps. The 0-1 pitch comes in. Clark showing bunt again. Pulls it back. Ball outside. 1-1. Corner infielders are playing in for that bunt. Kimber with a look back to second base. Here comes the delivery of the pitch. He's going to show bunt again, and that time he's not going to pull it back in time. It's going to be a strike, 1-2.
And 95 miles per hour.
Well, we know Corey Kimber can throw heat. He does in every single one of his appearances, and he's doing it again here.
I'm waiting to see 100. Right there they said 101. I think that's way wrong.
Possibly. I mean, with
You
Corey
never know.
Kimber,
You
that one
never
might
know.
be accurate, as that's ball outside, 2-2. I don't think he's got quite that much velocity, but he's definitely been the closest to 100 we've seen so far.
I think Kevin Matthews at least hit 100 as well when he was with the Beavers.
Almost. He was definitely a strikeout pitcher. I don't know about hitting 100, but he definitely got close as the 2-2 pitch comes in. He's going to, let's take a haphazard swing at that one and foul it down the first base line. So there's still a runner at second base with no outs and a 2-2 count on Clark. They have a 3-2 lead here in the 7th as they look to extend that lead. Two pitch is going to be low, so a full count now on DeAndre Clark as Corey Kimber misses again.
Boy, Mammoths are already down 3-2. But the Beavers could pile on some more runs here.
Pitch comes in, it's going to be outside, so Clark's going to be walked after a full count.
I feel like they walked and not try to get in that double play situation.
That's a possibility. They might have been an unintentional, intentional walk. Brandon Ross going to step in now, and he's 1 for 3 so far, Dan.
Yes, he is. But his last time up, he had a double, and he came around to score.
That was a leadoff double in the 6th inning that led off that scoring inning for them. Raw did a good job of getting on, putting his team in a good position, and because of him, they started rolling, and it's still rolling here with runners at first and second with no outs. So now Corey Kimber has got himself into a little bit of trouble with Brandon Ross stepping to the plate. He had a little meeting at the mound with him and a couple of infielders. The first pitch to Ross is going to be bunted down the first base line. They're going to only have one play down to first.
Ooh.
And they're going to say he's out. Brennan Raw charging on the first base line. Nearly got there safely. Good bunt there as he bunted it down the first base line, making sure that they couldn't get the runner at third.
Good job by Davis going over there to first to cover the bag. And he also had to reach out for that one as well.
So it's going to be one out now with runners at second and third base. And Nick Wilson up to bat. Now this is a dangerous situation
yes, it
for
is.
Corey Kimber. I'm curious who's going to win, the hard-throwing Kimber or the hard-hitting Wilson. Runners at second and third base as Wilson calls for time. You got one out and a 3-2 lead for the Beavers, and Wilson has a good opportunity to extend it here. With all that power in Wilson. The harder the pitch comes in, the harder the exit velocity. The first pitch to Wilson is in. It's going to be a ball outside. 94-mile-an-hour fastball from Corey Kimber, 1-0.
I'm telling you, if Nick Wilson hits a 90-something miles per hour fastball or whatever it is coming from Corey Kimber out of the ballpark, that would be amazing.
If anyone could do it, it is
Nick Wilson.
And
it looks like he's been intentionally walked.
I can't blame Kimber for making that decision. So it was an intentional walk to Nick Wilson. And guess what, Dan?
Bases are loaded.
Bases are loaded with one out here in the bottom of the 7th inning for the Beavers. And they have a chance to blow this one wide open with Robert Pollard up to bat.
Robert Pollard, that time up, had a hit RBI single.
That was the first RBI of the ball game for the Beavers. That got him on the board. And they continue to roll from there. An RBI single from Dan Kennan and an RBI ground out from John Hernandez gave them the lead. They have an opportunity here to take a huge lead. That pitch was low in the dirt. 1-0 as it looked like he was going with either a curveball or changeup there. It was hard to tell.
So Corey Kimber and the rest of the Westside Woolly Mammoths are in a dangerous situation here.
They walked Nick Wilson, one to get a dangerous batter out of the batter's box, but also sets up the double play. Pollard reached safely in all 3 of his plate appearances today, but only has 1 hit. He's been walked, fielder's choice, and a base hit. Like you said, Dan also has that RBI. So 2-0 now on Pollard. Another pitch missed, and Corey Kimber looks a little bit timid out there on the mound, I guess I should say.
Yeah, definitely not the Corey Kimber we're used to seeing.
2-0 pitch is gonna miss outside. 3-0, and maybe Pollard just has to watch these pitches fly by him. Kimber's been struggling to hit the strike zone with his fastballs, which is a little bit odd out of him. Kimber, normally a 1-2-3 inning kind of guy. As the 3-0 pitch comes in, and another fastball outside, and that's going to walk in a run. So it's now a 4-2 lead for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers, and bases are still loaded with 1 out with Hunter Wood up to bat.
Here comes Shane McCaddy back to the mound.
I'm not sure if I see. I don't think I see anyone.
Yeah, I don't see anyone in the bullpen right now for Illinois Mammoth. I think this is just a situation kind of talk.
I see looks like Nick Krause running out to the bullpen to tell someone to start warming up. I saw him point to someone. So someone's about to get up and throw it out there, as Corey Kimber's in quite a bit of trouble here with bases loaded and 1 out, already given up 1 run. He gave up a bases loaded walk. So do a quick recap for you here on how we got to where we're at. The Mammoths started off hot here in the top of the first inning with RBI singles from Whisker and Palmer to give them a 2-0 lead. And then it was that way all the way until the bottom of the 6th inning, where the Beavers bats came alive. RBI singles from Robert Poller and Dan Kennan. And then a ground out from Gerard Hernandez, giving them lead 3-2. And then with a bases loaded walk here from Corey Kimber, they have a 4-2 lead. Hunter Wood up to bat here for the 4th time today. He has a chance to blow this one wide open. First pitch is going to be a ball outside, 1-0.
Actually, that's a strike, Brian.
Really?
Yeah.
That was
way outside.
That was way outside. I didn't even look at it. That was way outside. I can't believe he called that a strike. 0-1.
Wow.
That one was just as outside as the last pitch, but he called that one a ball. 1-1. Corey Kimber's been missing all his fastballs, it seems, arm side. Just doesn't seem like he has it today. Maybe not used to coming into the game this early. Everyone has off days, though. Like we've been saying, he's been lights out for most of the season so far. As the 1-1 pitch comes in, it's going to be a ball high, 2-1.
The Illinois Mammoths now have someone in their bullpen warming up, and it is the right-hander Josh Mason out of Chesapeake, Virginia.
Here's the 2-1 pitch comes in, and that's going to be a strike on the outer third of the plate. That's 2-2 now. Runners at all bases, as the bases are loaded with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. 4-2 lead for the Beavers. They have a chance to crack it wide open here with Hunter Wood at the plate. He's going to sky that one towards left field. Very shallow, backing up as Blackstone will make the catch in foul territory, and the runners will have to hold. Hunter Wood not able to bring in anyone. Corey Kimber gets the 2nd out of the inning. So now Dan Kennan comes up with 2 outs and runners at every single base in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Corey Kimber, it could do wonders for the Mammoths if they could stop the bleeding here.
Yes, it will.
Only giving up 1 run here in the bottom of the 7th, with just a dangerous situation at hand. It could really help them out. Maybe not help them out, but it would minimize the hurt, I guess I should say.
It would definitely mean the Illinois Mammoths are still in this ball game.
Yeah, it doesn't make it an unobtainable ball game by any means. 1-0 now on Kennan.
Kennan had a bloop RBI single his last time up.
When a pitch comes in, he's going to foul that one off. It's going to be 1-1 now.
Dan Kennan has 7 RBIs already this season.
Yeah, he doesn't have many RBIs. He bats usually in the bottom half of the lineup, but he's got a .265 batting average. So he hasn't been playing poorly by any stretch of the imagination. As the 1-1 pitch comes in, it's going to be a ball high, 2-1.
But one swing of the bat can raise that batting average up.
It can raise that RBI total up, too. He's got no home runs yet, but this would be a heck of a place to get the first one of the season. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 7th. 4-2 lead for the Beavers already. As Corey Kimber looks to stop the bleeding here, he's already given up 1 run, walking a runner with the bases loaded. 2-1 pitch. He's going to fly that one into foul territory down the right side. On the run is Palmer, and it's going to land out of play. So it'll fall even now, 2-2.
We've already seen one grand slam already this season.
That was at the hands of Nico Lolio of the Unicorns. It was a pinch hit grand slam, too. That was back in the first half of the season. Corey Kimber on the mound. As he sets, he's got runners at every base. Comes the 2-2 pitch. It's going to be a pitch outside. So now we're really getting interesting here, as it's going to be a full count to Dan Kennan. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. Bottom of the 7th inning with a 4-2 lead for the Beavers as they, once again, like I was saying, look to crack this one wide open. Unlike normally Kimber has lots of strikeouts. He doesn't have one yet. Let's see if he can get it here. The 3-2 pitch going to be fouled off to the right side. And he's going to stay alive. Like I was saying, Kimber normally has a ton of strikeouts, Dan. But so far does not have a single one to show for his efforts.
Very different sighting from him this evening.
He still looks for that first strikeout. He's gotten a runner out, a pop out, and a ground ball. Runners will be on the move here with 2 outs and bases loaded. Kimber's going to step off the mound, take a look down to third base as Clark down there at third was getting a very hefty lead. Kimber sets again. Comes the delivery of the pitch. He's going to fly that one down the right side. Again, Palmer on the run, but that one's going to land out of play again. Dan Kennan doing a great job of staying alive and protecting the plate here.
Kimber's thinking to himself, what do I got to do to get him?
Yeah, Kimber's got to be pretty frustrated right now with how many times that Kennan has just fouled the ball off.
What a beautiful evening we have here at Jimmy John's Field.
Yeah, clear skies. The sun continues to set down the left side. The 3-2 pitch comes in, a swing and a miss.
Big strikeout there from Corey Kimber.
Dan Kennan chases a pitch high to the strike zone. Like you said, a huge strikeout as he stops the bleeding. Loads the bases, only allows 1 run, and it's now going to the top of the 8th inning where it's going to be a 4-2 deficit for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. When we come back, Kent Blackstone, Alex Evan, and Ethan Whisker are set to lead it off as they attempt to mount a comeback in the late goings. We'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Hey, it's Matt Derry out here in right field in front of the merchandising tent and the trailer. We're having a blast. Get your USPBL gear right here. We've got 24 different kind of hats. We've got jerseys, pennants, foam figures. This Westside Woolly Mammoths jersey is straight fire. You've got to get these jerseys, these hats, everything out here in right field. And, of course, the merchandising area behind home plate in the grandstand. Check it out. Hey, it's Matt Derry out here in
Welcome back, everyone, to the top of the 8th inning. We're due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, where they look to create a comeback. As Kent Blackstone found myself at a loss of words there for a quick second.
We have a new pitcher, Brian, on the mound for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers.
Yeah, Seth Brenner, who used to be of the Utica Unicorns, is coming in relief here for Randy Wynn.
But what a great pitching performance from Randy Wynn this evening.
Yeah, Randy Wynn went 7 innings pitched, gave up 7 hits, which is a little bit on the high side. But it was mostly in that rough first inning. Gave up 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts, Dan. And if you take out that first inning, you'll erase 5 of his 7 hits in today's ball game. Also erase 1 of his strikeouts, but I think he'd be okay with that. But Randy Wynn, great comeback after that first inning, bounced back and had 3 1-2-3 innings in today's ball game.
Yeah, he really found his groove.
Yeah, he found his groove for sure. So 2-1 now on Kent Blackstone as Seth Brenner's on the mound. It's going to be grounded down the first base line, but foul. So 2-2 now.
And he's in line for the win this evening if the Beavers are able to hold their lead.
As he sets on the mound, here comes the 2-2 pitch. That's going to be a ball just a little bit outside. Count's going to run full at 3-2 now. He's going to drive that one hard down the right field line, but it's going to be hooking foul. Got a lot on that one, but unfortunately it was too much out in front of it.
I think that went into Auburn Road over there.
Definitely seemed like it.
So if you're heading down that way, you might get a free baseball.
Seth Brenner so far this season is 1-2, and total is that he's going to swing and miss at that one and go down on strikes. So Seth Brenner is going to dust off Kent Blackstone to start the 8th inning here. With the Beavers, he's played 2 games, pitched 7 innings, struck out 12, and has an ERA of 1.28. In his career here at USPBL, he's got an ERA of 3.30. He's played 31 games in total in both seasons. 64 strikeouts and 79 innings pitched, and that's just in total between last year and this year.
So he's a second unicorn coming to the Beavers.
Yeah, he and Raw both came over. 1-0 now on Alex Abbott. Abbott still looks to get on the base for the first time today. Or first time with a hit, I should say. He did reach on a walk earlier. 2-0 now on Abbott. Seth Brenner was a starter at the beginning of the season, but found that his talents were better used in the bullpen. He's done a good job since joining the bullpen, as that's going to be a strike on the outer third. Looked a bit outside, to be honest.
Abbott didn't like that call.
You can tell the head roll. But it's going to be 2-1 nonetheless. Comes the 2-1 pitch. He's going to hit that one towards the middle on the run as Martinez. Not going to get there. It's going to be a base hit into center field for Alex Abbott. Good piece of hitting there, and he's reached on a base hit for the first time today. So now with 1 man on and 1 man out here in the top of the 8th inning, it's going to be Ethan Whisker up to bat as the Mammoths still trail 3-2 here, or 4-2 now.
Ethan Whisker struck out his last time up, but he also has an RBI in this ballgame, and that came back in the first.
Chris Newell's going to make his way out to the mound. We do have a little bit of action down there in the bullpen. Looks like they're just going to be talking to try and give that bullpen arm a little more time to warm up. Maybe talk strategy too. See if they can't turn that double play as you have Abbott down there at first base. The Beavers have already turned 1 double play today. That was back in the 6th inning where they managed to get Joe Davis to ground out to the shortstop Martinez.
And speaking of action in the Beavers bullpen, you have the right-hander Trevor Jonich warming up.
We saw Jonich on Sunday's matchup. He ended up going 1 1/3 inning pitched. Didn't give up any earned runs, so good outing for him. Ethan Whisker's going to hit that one through the 5.5 hole on the left side, and that's going to be a base hit. So we have runners at first and second now. Looks like Seth Brenner got the ground ball he wanted, but it was hit towards the gap between the short and third base. So that's going to put runners in scoring position for the Mammoths with only one out here. Double play is still an option as Riley Palmer makes his way to the batter's box.
Riley Palmer walked his last time up.
He does have an RBI today. He got that RBI and a base hit back all the way in the first inning. That extended his team's lead to 2-0 at the time, but like we were mentioning, they currently trail 4-2. That's going to be driven hard towards center field, backing up as Raw. He will actually have to come back in now as we got knocked down a little bit. The throw in to the second baseman will hold the runners in position, so that's going to be the second out of the inning. So now with runners at first and second and 2 outs, Joe Davis will step in, and as his team looks to mount a little bit of a comeback here.
Davis unfortunately grounded out into a double play his last time up.
Yeah, like I was mentioning a second ago, that was that double play to Martinez where he grounded out, and then Martinez made the underhand throw to Rulis, and Rulis down to Hernandez.
Sorry I interrupted you there a little bit.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. I'm just rehashing old ideas as the first pitch to Davis is in, and that's going to be a ball in and low 1-0. Another fastball from Seth Brenner. His fastball usually maxes out around 90 miles an hour.
I'm going to tell him you said that.
Seth ball. So the 1-0 pitch comes in. He's going to hit that one up the middle off the glove of Brenner. Repositioning is Martinez. The throw down to second base is going to be just barely in time. And Ethan Whisker is very upset. He thought he was safe down there at second base. And the jeering from the crowds will agree with Whisker's argument.
That was a very close play, and I believe he did get in there.
Good reaction there by Martinez as after it went off the glove of Seth Brenner was able to make the play still and get the force out of second base. So we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. We're 2 up for the Beavers. It's going to be Gerard Hernandez, DJ Martinez, and Thomas Rulis. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom of the 8th inning. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here as we are in the late goings of this ball game. Gerard Hernandez set to take some swings as he leads off the bottom of the 8th.
And we have another pitching change for the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
Yeah, it's going to be Josh Mason on the mound now for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, taking over for Corey Kimber.
Corey Kimber was a little shaken up in this outing this evening.
It's the first pitch to Hernandez. Going to be a fastball in the outer third of the plate, 0-1. And yeah, Dan, he was not his usual stuff today, as his control was a little bit out there. He He gave up 1 earned run. He struck out 1, gave up 3 walks and 1 hit. The 3 walks is the glaring thing. He ended up loading the bases and walking in a run as Hernandez is going to swing and miss at another fastball, 1-2 now.
But now Josh Mason, who's on the mound, he has 17 innings pitched. He has 3 wins, 0 losses. He's given up 11 hits, 9 walks, 18 strikeouts. He's given up 5 runs, which were earned, an ERA of 2.65 and a whip of 118.
Hernandez is going to hit that one high in the air into the left center field. Farrell is going to come over and make the catch. Farrell comes all the way from center field. That really was Fiesel's ball, but Farrell called him off.
He's like, don't mess up my trend tonight.
Yeah, he's got a lot of putouts. And that's his 7th or 8th putout now in today's ball game. So now DJ Martinez with 1 out is going to step in. Martinez looks to reach base safely with a base hit for his first time tonight. That first pitch to Martinez is going to get away from Hamner, but with no one on base, there's no harm done. It'll just be a 1-0. 1-0 pitch comes in, swing and a miss, big rip there, an 87-mile-an-hour fastball, 1-2, or 1-1, I apologize. Martinez, despite not having a hit so far today, he has reached base safely in 2 of his plate appearances. He walked and has hit into a fielder's choice. Another rip at a fastball high in the zone, 1-2. See, now I'm curious, Dan. You think that Mason, having gotten him on that high fastball twice, will go back to it again?
Let's see.
He comes to delivery of the pitch, and he went back to it, and he got DJ Martinez.
It works.
So that appears to be DJ Martinez's kryptonite here as he strikes out.
Martinez like, you got to be kidding me. 3 straight pitches in the upper corner.
And just like that, there's 2 strikeouts. I'm sorry, not 2 strikeouts, but 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And my pick for player of the game is going to stand in. That'd be Thomas Rulis.
And you're beating me right now this evening.
Do we really keep track, though?
No, not at all.
It feels like
I mean, I do. But
oh, you do?
Yeah,
I
do.
feel like I kind of say name just like a person to keep an eye out for, but we don't normally keep track per se. As
No.
the first pitcher, Rulis, is going to kind of take a golf swing. He's going to lob it into left center field, and Joe Farrell's going to get it.
The way I see it, we're all winners here.
Oh, that was a corny line. So Joe Farrell's going to make the catch in left center. His 7th put out of the ball game. We go to the top of the 9th inning where it's the last call for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Due up for them is going to be their 7th, 8th, and 9th. And there's Hamner, Smith, and Farrell to lead it off. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Hey, it's Matt Derry out here in right field in front of the merchandising tent and the trailer. We are having a blast. Get your USPBL gear right here. We've got 24 different kind of hats. We've got jerseys, pennants, foam figures. This Westside Woolly Mammoths jersey is straight fire. You've got to get these jerseys, these hats, everything out here in right field. And, of course, the merchandising area behind home plate in the grandstand. Check it out.
So welcome back, everyone, to the top of the 9th inning. Last call for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Brian Fisher and Dan Dolber here with the call. Cal Hamner set to lead it off.
And we have a pitching change for the Beavers.
Yeah, we do. Seth Brenner's day is done. He did a pretty good job in the 8th inning, and now it's up to Trevor Jonas to get the save. First pitch to Hamner is going to be fouled out of play, 0-1. Seth Brenner did a good job in his 1 inning of work. He gave up 2 hits, but struck out 1 and didn't walk anyone, and obviously no earned runs for him. So good relief appearance for him as, like we were talking about, Trevor Jonas takes over on the mound.
In 6.5 innings pitch, Jonich has a win, 0 losses. He's given up 5 hits, has given up 1 walk, has 4 strikeouts, given up 1 run which was earned, an ERA of 1.35 and a WHIP of .90.
As the 0-2 pitch comes in, swing and a miss at a nasty slider there
it was.
from Trevor Jonich. That was absolutely filthy. So
Definitely got Hamner fooled.
oh, I can't blame him. That would have fooled me too, as that one started out over the heart of the plate and then broke outside, and that one looked like it was a fastball out of the hand of Jonich, but that one just absolutely nasty slider. So now Jeff Smith will come up to bat as there's 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning.
He flew out to the shortstop, DJ Martinez, last time up.
Smith's going to check his swing on that one, but it's going to be a strike nonetheless, 0-1. Looked like either a changeup or a curve there. It was hard to tell. Jonich sets here because of the delivery of the pitch. It's going to be a pitch outside. Another slider from Jonich, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a pitch inside, nearly hitting Jeff Smith as he spins out of the way of that one. 2-1 now. Jonich's fastball gets up to about 95 miles an hour. He's got one of the higher velocities in the league. The 2-1 pitch comes in. Swing and a miss. And a fastball down low in the zone, and that's going to even up the count, 2-2.
What a big swing there from Jeff Smith.
One thing I'm noticing from Jonich here in his early goings of this appearance is he's doing a good job of mixing up his pitches.
Yes, he is.
He goes off speed, he goes slider, he goes fastball.
You never know what's coming.
Yeah, and he mixes up the location too. The 2-2 pitch comes in and he gets him.
Oh no, he tipped it.
Oh, he foul tipped that one off as it was a desperation swing more than anything from Jeff
Yes,
Smith.
it
It
was.
looked like a curveball there. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch comes in. It's going to be a 82-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch high. Count's going to fall 3-2 now. So the 3-2 count. Jeff Smith's going to call for time. Smith is 1 for 3 so far today. He has a base hit back in the 4th inning and got picked off down there at first base. Jonich sets on the mound. Here comes the delivery of the pitch. Just off the end of his bat, it's going to ground that one towards first base. Hernandez has it. Will tag the base, and it's going to be 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning.
Rolling Mammoths are down to their final out.
Yes, they are, Dan, and that final out's going to be Jobo Farrell, as it's the 7, 8, and 9th batters in the lineup for the Westside Woolly Mammoths that are leading this inning off. And it's going to be Sean Wood getting a pinch hit situation for Jobo Farrell. Dan, we saw Sean Wood get his first base hit with the Westside Woolly Mammoths back on Sunday, and that was an RBI single for him in the 8th inning.
Let's see what he can do here to keep his team alive.
Putting Sean Wood out there because he's a lefty, and like we were mentioning earlier, traditionally they bat better against righties. That first pitch to him is going to be a strike on the outer third of the plate. Looked a little bit outside, to be honest, but a fastball strike nonetheless. 0-1 on him now. 0-1 pitch comes in. It's going to be another strike on the outer third of the plate. 0-2. Jonich is quick to deliver that ball to the plate. Not much of a difference when he sets up and when he delivers. Strike 3, he got him on strikes.
And that's the ball game.
He swung and missed at a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Jonich doing a fantastic job of mixing up his pitches there. Fooled 2 of the 3 batters he faced, and a 1-2-3 inning top of the 9th inning will do it. So it's going to be a Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers victory over the Westside Woolly Mammoths 4-2 as Trevor Jonich strikes out Sean Wood to end the ball game. So again, the victory goes to the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. The winning pitcher is Randy Wynn, and the losing pitcher is Ronel Perez. So when we come back, we'll give you our post-game recap and our final thoughts, and we'll prepare you for tomorrow's game. So please stay tuned for more. Welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Delber with you here for a quick post-game recap and our final thoughts on today's game. The Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers take down the Westside Woolly Mammoths 4-2 today. It was a good game all around. To give you a quick recap of what happened, the Westside Woolly Mammoths got out to an early 2-0 lead when they shook up Randy Wynn in the first inning, getting 5 hits across and scoring 2 runs. Those RBIs came from Riley Palmer and Ethan Whisker. And it was that way all the way until the 6th inning where the Beavers' bats finally came to life. They ended up taking the lead in that inning thanks to RBI singles from Robert Poller, Dan Kennan, and Gerard Hernandez, making it 3-2. They would score one more run in the 7th inning. That was when Corey Kimber walked in a run. And that would be attributed to Poller. So he has 2 RBIs in today's ball game. And that would make it 4-2, and that's where the score would settle. Starting pitchers tonight were Jeremy Holcomb for the Mammoths. Goes 5 innings pitched, gives up 3 hits, 1 run, 3 were earned as Perez allowed a couple of runs when he inherited them. 4 walks and 2 strikeouts. Randy Wynn had a fantastic day on the mound for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers, Dan. 7 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. And 5 of those 7 hits came in the first inning as well as both of the earned runs.
Yeah, he had a great evening for the Beavers, and you know what? I'm going to have to go with him as a pitcher of the game.
Yeah, I think you're right. Pitcher of the game for sure. It has to go to Randy Wynn. Trevor Jonich had a great job in the 9th inning, striking out 2 and sealing the deal and getting the save. The winning pitcher is obviously Wynn. The losing pitcher is going to be Ronel Perez, and the save is going to go to Trevor Jonich, like I just mentioned. I have to agree with you. Randy Wynn's got to be player of the game, or pitcher of the game. Who's your player of the game?
Ooh, it's going to be close, you know. I'm gonna go with Robert Poller this evening.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. Robert Poller went 1 for 2 in today's ball game. He reached base safely in all of his plate appearances. He had a walk in the 2nd inning. He reached on an error in the 4th. He had a base hit in the 6th for an RBI and walked in the 7th for an RBI. So he managed to reach base no matter any given opportunity. I'm tying up on my words there. But a fantastic job by them. So I got to give it to you. He's got to be my player of the game, too.
And you know what? This was a really great ball game between these two. We seen it last week Sunday between these two, and you know what? The Beavers just got revenge this evening.
Yes, they were really stomped on Sunday. They win 4-2 today.
And, Brian, we are all tied up right now in the West. Actually,
it would be the Beavers that would take the lead.
Yes, it would.
By half
You're
a
right.
game.
You are right. So it's going to be a battle, and can't wait to see what really unfolds.
Tune in tomorrow, everyone, at 7:05 p.m. And, Dan, I believe that's a Beavers versus Hoppers matchup.
Yes, it is. And also it's fireworks Friday night. Every single Friday night we have fireworks here at the ballpark. And also it is Turn the Park Pink.
Yes,
so if you're coming to the ballpark, wear pink because we're representing those for the breast cancer survivors. And it's going to be a wonderful
those still battling
evening.
it as well. We are definitely – so make sure if you're coming out to the ballpark tomorrow, wear your pink to show support for cancer survivors and those battling cancer everywhere, breast cancer and specifically, but, not just breast cancer.
No.
So that's it from Jimmy Johns Field, Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler. Again, the Beavers took down the Mammoths 4-2, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. So thank you for listening, and please tune in again.